Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to you all from wherever you are and whatever time of day or night it may be to the 2021 IPAF Summit and IAPA Awards organised by, of course, IPAF and Access International magazine. My name is Mark Durden-Smith, and I am delighted to have been asked to be your host today. For those who don't know me, in other words, all of you, I am a spectacularly unsuccessful television presenter based here in the UK. So this audience today of nearly 1,000 people from all corners of the globe is by some considerable margin my highest audience viewing figure for at least, well, a decade, I think. And while I'm obviously very excited to be joining you today, but while I'm not exactly Oprah Winfrey, what I lack in star quality, I'd like to think I make up for with my passion for powered access. I have spent the last few days immersing myself in all things powered access, and I am now a true believer, everybody. And I'm very much looking forward to the next 2.5 hours talking about and, of course, celebrating this extremely vibrant industry of yours. Now, in a moment, I'm going to run through a few key things that might help you get the most out of this virtual get-together. But before I do that, I obviously don't have the natural authority or natural gravitas. I hope that word is translatable for all you translators on board today. Thank you for your hard work. This is being translated into 7 different languages today, so hopefully we've got most of you covered. Anyway, as I was saying, as I don't have any natural authority or gravitas to formally welcome you all, I'm going to hand over to a man who has both qualities in large measure, the CEO and MD of IPAF, Peter Douglas.
Thank you for that introduction, Mark. I hope you're all well and safe and that your businesses are performing well despite the ongoing restrictions that most of us still face. This fantastic annual event, jointly organised by IPAF and Access International, is a celebration of this wonderful industry that we are all a part of. I'm overwhelmed to announce, Mark touched on it there, but there are over 1,000 people registered for this event from an amazing 67 countries around the world, easily making it IPAF's largest summit and IAPA awards ever. That said, I'm sure we would all rather be at a physical event. The social side of the industry is the biggest thing, certainly that I miss, as I'm sure it is for many of you. But let's all be positive. You know, there is light at the end of the tunnel with the vaccine programs gathering pace now across the world. I'm confident that sometime soon, hopefully later this year, we'll be able to have some physical and live events. IPAF have an exciting plan for 2021 with lots of projects happening. So just to take this opportunity, if I may, just to mention some of the main areas of focus for IPAF this year. We are launching our EPAL app today, so you'll hear more about that later, but it's a big project that we're very excited about. On apprenticeships, we are proud to be launching the first IPAF-approved engineering apprenticeship intake. The first 10 apprentices will start their powered access careers next month in the United Kingdom. Thank you very much to the UK manufacturers and rental members who have supported this initiative. On webinars, and we have 8 webinars planned for this year. We've already done 2. The next one is launching our new site assessment course and will be held on the 24th of March. We are averaging over 700 views of each of our webinars, so they're proving very popular with our membership. Our accident reporting portal, an initiative that is very close to my own heart. We've updated the portal to give more data to the companies who input into it. We are actively pushing for more companies in more countries around the world to help save lives in our industry. So please report any known MUP accidents or near misses at www.ipafaccidentreporting.org. We're also launching an environmental sustainability campaign in May, and we will be asking both manufacturer and rental company members to highlight good practice. These will hopefully lead to awards at next year's events. And finally, our very active mass climbing work platform and hoist committees and work groups are working on the development of a new inspectors course for their categories, and also a mutual manager / supervisor course for those categories of machines. Before I hand back to Mark, I wanted to give a big thanks to our sponsors, without whom we could have not have held this event. Our headline sponsor, CMC, our gold sponsors, Boom, Track Unit and ZTR, our networking break video sponsor, Hinoa, and finally our Supporter Plus sponsors are Alimac and EMA. There is a sponsors area or exhibitors hub on the event platform where you can visit and network with their representatives. I encourage you all to do so. I hope you enjoy the event. And with that, I will hand back to Mark, our host.
Thank you very much, Peter. You've got us off to a flying start then. For those not in the know, Peter is an elite tennis player. There's a region or a county here in the United Kingdom called Leicestershire. He was the Vets champion, men's double champion back in, I think, 2017. So you were looking at a very high performance athlete there, as well as a fine presenter. So we're off to a flying start, as I said, and we're going to keep up the pace for the next 2.5 hours, and hopefully we'll be able to keep you fully engaged too. We have 2 speakers and a roundtable discussion on sustainability. And in between these sessions, we'll have 2 separate glittering awards ceremonies celebrating all the great work you've all been doing, culminating in the announcement of who's won the Lifetime Achievement Award. There's a very short potential networking opportunity between the sessions, but we've allotted plenty of time for the all-important networking at the end of this meeting. So don't rush off, as we're keeping the platform open and live for an extra 45 minutes at the end, so you can all do some proper catching up using the chat and video call functions that you'll find on the site. And actually, just before we unleash you all for that 45-minute networking bonanza at the end, remember, our marvelous headline sponsor, CMC, have organised a prize draw, and they'll be announcing the winner. So make sure you hang around to find out whether you are the lucky one. Now, let me quickly give you a few, hopefully, helpful tips about the platform itself. I think a lot of you logged on early, so you've had a good route around, but just in case, you'll be watching this in the live streaming box. If you want to maximize the size of that, then you can click on the full screen option on the bottom right of this box, or you can click the pop-out option that allows you to continue to chat or network while viewing the event. That's called top of the range multi-skilling. For networking, the all-important networking, you have a series of options, so many options. There's a social wall, which you can use to post messages or pictures, whatever you want. You can also contact attendees and organisers and sponsors individually using the chat or video call options. That includes, of course, as I said, the representatives of the sponsors. To do that, go to the networking or attendee little boxes and search through the list, or go to the Exhibitors Hub, as Peter was mentioning, which is definitely worth a visit, and you can navigate to their representatives that way too. Basically, I think you've all probably worked this out, but if you click on an individual, you have the option to send a chat or request a video call. Remember that people hopefully are watching this live event and may not respond immediately, or they may prefer to wait until the dedicated networking time at the end of the event. So below the viewing panel here that you're seeing me on, hopefully, there are chat and Q&A buttons. This is really important. The chat button allows you to send public messages to everyone watching, so bear that in mind. And the Q&A option allows you to direct questions to the speakers. The questions are moderated, so please expect a few seconds delay before they appear. So basically, please don't ask questions to our speakers using the chat button. They won't be seen by the host. So if you have a question for any of the speakers, use the Q&A button. I think I probably made that perfectly clear. Rammed that one home. Apologies for banging on about that a bit. Basically, have a good click around the site when you get a moment. It's pretty self-explanatory and easy to navigate. Okay, we have got a very busy schedule ahead, so let's move on to the first of our speakers today, who is Susanna Nicol, the CEO of Build UK, the largest contractors organisation here in the United Kingdom. Susanna's topic is a big one, transforming construction. But just before we hear from Susanna, here's a video to give you an idea of all the good stuff that Build UK have been up to. And do look out for Susanna's adorable, I think it's a Labrador, well, I think it's a Labrador, we'll go for a Labrador, that makes a fleeting appearance.
UK does things differently, and their leadership throughout the pandemic has been a perfect example of this. They're focused on output. They listen to the whole supply chain and get us working together on industry issues that need action or change. 2020 marked 5 years of Build UK. This year, more than ever, we owe Susanna and her incredible team our thanks for what they've achieved for the whole construction industry.
No one of us, no contractor, no client is big enough to change this industry on its own. It needs the whole supply chain pulling together in the same direction. And that is what we're trying to do at Build UK.
It is a real pleasure to be here to thank the construction sector once again for everything that you have been doing through a very difficult period.
I am so proud of the way in which the industry has pulled together, showing a resilience we can all be proud of. We are changing the industry for the better, and that's down to our combined efforts and teamwork. If you're already part of Team Build UK, thank you. If not, now's the perfect time to come and join us. Together, we can make 2021 a great year for construction.
Good afternoon, everybody, and what a year we have had. Hopefully, you've seen through that short film of all our activities exactly what the construction sector in the UK has been through. And I feel very cosmopolitan talking to everybody today from around the world. Construction is usually such a domestic issue, and the issues affect countries country by country, whereas it's something that an international organisation such as IPAF will know more than most of us. But the last 12 months have seen us all in a global situation, and we've had to really focus on our industry within the UK to keep it going. In the UK, construction was one of those sectors that stayed open for business almost a whole year through the whole pandemic. And you could say we've been one of the more fortunate sectors, keeping sites open after an initial pause, and that has kept our whole supply chain going. As Mark said, I run an organisation called Build UK. We bring together the whole contracting supply chain in the UK, and at our centre are those contractors, tier one contractors whose billboards you see outside sites, but more importantly, that specialist contracting supply chain that deliver all the construction work out on site. And organisations such as IPAF represent those very businesses that are very dear to my heart, and we've done our utmost to keep the industry going for all of them. And I'm delighted to say that IPAF is a member of Build UK, as well as organisations such as yours. We have the piling contractors, the steelwork erectors, the concrete contractors, the scaffolders, the roofers, the fit-outs. You get the picture, that whole supply chain. And we also have clients and professional services in membership too. And that's why we've been able to support our industry during COVID. We brought everybody together to identify, sometimes at such a rapid pace, I don't know how we kept up, to understand what was required to keep construction safe and open. And in the UK, we have an organisation where we all join forces called the Construction Leadership Council, and we played a leading role in that organisation to keep the country moving, keep the economy going. And Peter, who you heard earlier, he was a fundamental part of that supply chain, meeting weekly with me and all of our other members to identify what was the problem, what did we need to do about it, and we went away and we did it. And I know that throughout all of the last 12 months, businesses just like yours, whichever country you're in, have had to keep going. But hopefully now we can start to look ahead, look at what is next. We have a roadmap to get out of lockdown here in the UK, and we are all crossing our fingers and hoping that we hit those deadlines. For construction, it's business as usual, but we want to start looking ahead. What do we need to do now? How do we grow and build sustainable businesses? Every business I talk to wants to provide a good level of service, to work for good clients, those that pay you on time and where you make a decent margin, where you can train your employees, you can treat them properly, and you pay your suppliers. You can invest in good and new equipment, and if you want to, you can grow your business. And none of that's easy. That's where organisations like IPAF and Build UK aim to help you, and we're working together to support you in lots of ways. As Mark says, I have a very wide brief. I won't have a chance to cover everything, so I'm going to focus on a couple of key points that I hope will be of interest. At Build UK, we have three priorities: improving business performance, and key to this is payment. Without cash flowing, your business can do very little. We benchmark our members on their payment performance and we publish it. And we've achieved more in the last 2 years by shining a light on how people pay their supply chain than any industry campaign. We've improved payment days by 10 days. They used to be extensive. They used to be, you'd hear of 90, 100-day payments, and slowly but surely, most of our members are now paying in less than 30 days. And we've also reported on the number of invoices that are not paid, and that number is reducing, and the percentage of invoices paid within 60 days. And while we're still not there yet, payment in our industry is slowly but surely starting to improve. There is a lot more to do, but we're getting there. We also want to make our industry more efficient and reduce unnecessary bureaucracy. And the second of our priorities is increasing productivity. How do you do more? Ultimately, then how will you increase your margins? Now, construction in the UK loves a bit of paperwork. I don't know about the rest of the world. And why would you have just one form when you can fill in 10 forms? That seems to be the mantra, and we are determined to change that. Over the last 5 years, we've been building a new pre-qualification system. But rather than reinvent the wheel and just introduce another accreditation scheme, we've looked at what works, what is best practice, and we've reset that system. We have a new common assessment standard, an agreed set of questions. For those of you familiar with PAS 91, you might like to think of it as PAS 91 plus, which includes all the other questions. Under the common assessment standard, you will only have to answer those questions once. If the research is right, it will save the industry £1 billion a year. Yep, £1 billion a year, and an awful lot of paperwork, and possibly members of staff in filling out forms again and again and again, and you can use them more wisely. We've now got 3 recognised assessment bodies: Achilles, Chas and Construction Line, the 3 largest in the country, who will assess to that standard and will share data between them. So your supply chain, your members, you only have to fill out 1 pre-qualification form every year, and every one of your clients over time will accept that. So all those stickers you have on your van, you can start peeling them off and choose which one you want. And every member of IPAF in the UK can do their bit right now. When your next accreditation is due, choose which one you want, ask for the Common Assessment Standard, and when your client says, have you been pre-qualified, you say yes to the Common Assessment Standard, and you hold the line and say, that's the accreditation I'm getting. And I'm delighted to say it's been endorsed by the Construction Leadership Council, and we're now about to roll it out across the whole industry. And those of you who work for the public sector, building our hospitals, our schools, our homes, we're looking to get that included in the construction playbook. So central government and local government will start to recognise and accept the Common Assessment Standard. We're also, with increasing productivity, rolling out the use of smart cards that use the CSCS logo. And I'm delighted that as Build UK, we've been the driving force behind the adoption of CSCS cards, but also working with Peter, we've been able to support IPAF with its card scheme. And thank you, Peter, for all of your hard work on this. We're getting there. Between us, we're getting there. And last, but by no means least, are our people. Our third priority is recruiting, training, and retaining talent. Without the right people with the right skills, we just don't have a business. And I sometimes think this is the biggest challenge for all of us. Our work in joining forces with STEM ambassadors to promote our industry and promote the fabulous occupations within it. I think it's worth remembering that there's very few teenagers say, when I grow up, I want to operate a mobile working platform. I want to work on a construction site. They just don't think like that. It's up to all of us to take our passion and enthusiasm and love for what we do into schools and colleges and universities and say, look what we do. We build everything. Come and join our industry. And every one of you can sign up to be an ambassador for our industry at STEM Ambassadors. And when somebody gives me a call and say, I'd like somebody to come and talk to me about construction, I can pick up the phone to you and say, go do your stuff in your local school or your local college. Go and inspire that next generation. How we then train people is really important. We have some really good training, and IPAF is definitely a leading light in that area. But our system here in the UK needs a bit of an overhaul. We all want to employ apprentices and support young people, ex-military, other career changers, but it's really difficult for many employers to understand the system and make the magic happen. A couple of years ago, we had 30,000 young people apply for a job in our industry. We offered them 3,000 apprenticeships. So we have to do better at that. And we have a big year here with a consensus on our levy. UK employers pay a training levy. They want to get the most out of that. And we need to make it work really hard for you as employers so that the journey for anybody coming into our industry and for you as businesses is really, really easy. I love working in this industry. I'm an engineer by background. I want anybody who joins our industry to really love it as much as I do. And we have to make that happen. And then we need to hold on to our people. If we invest all that time in recruiting and training them, we want to hold on to them, we want to retain them. And that means looking at doing things very differently, looking after their welfare, their health and safety, looking at how we change the long hours we work and the 5 days a week culture. And I think we've all learned a bit about that over the last 12 months. We at Build UK are coming to the end of a project looking at how we work flexibly in frontline operational roles. And over the last year, some frontline hardened construction individuals have moved from, we can't possibly work flexibly, to this is brilliant. And I hit my programs, I hit my budgets, and actually I've got a much happier and healthier workforce. I could talk about so many other things, the race to net zero, which we're all in, the move to more offsite construction, the technical innovations that will make our industry much more efficient in the future. However, we don't have time. I'm going to be handing back to Mark very shortly. Having worked through the most challenging of circumstances for the last 12 months, I passionately believe the industry has a very bright and exciting future here in the UK and across the world. We've learned so much. And without construction, we have none of the infrastructure that we rely on. Our homes, our schools, our hospitals, the communications network that is enabling us to talk around the world today, our transport and energy networks, and our workplaces that many of us are very much looking forward to returning to later this year. And each and every one of you is part of that construction industry. When you shut down your computer this evening after a day reconnecting with friends and colleagues, all I would ask of you is to take something away from today's event and decide what you are going to do differently tomorrow to make that difference. Are you going to become a STEM ambassador and inspire the next generation? Are you going to make the decision to get the Common Assessment Standard and stop wasting money on multiple accreditations? Or are you going to recruit one of those new apprentices that Peter mentioned right at the very beginning? Every one of us has a part to play in making our industry better for everyone. My question is, what part are you going to play? Thank you so much for having me here today, and I do hope you enjoy the rest of today's conference, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll all be meeting in person this time next year. Mark, back to you.
Thank you, Susanna. Wow, that has got me whipped into a frenzy. That is a proper call to arm, and thank you for that great insight into the UK construction sector and the challenges it faces and embraces, of course. And we do have time for a few questions. And remember, all of you, throughout the course of this meeting, put your questions in the Q&A tab, not the chat tab. That'd be fantastic. Apologies, I gather there are some freezing of screens in some of the translation different language tabs. We are working on it, but hopefully that will sort itself out. So we've got some questions for you. I've got the first one here is, what kind of part do you believe robotics will play in the construction industry going forward?
I think we are on the cusp of a whole different way of working in construction, and I think we will see more construction work carried out off-site. I think we will definitely see the more use of robotics in a whole range, whether it's on-site, off-site, and people get really concerned that that will do people out of a job, and I actually do not believe that. We have a skills shortage now. There is plenty of opportunity for everybody to work in this industry. We don't have enough people, so I think robotics will actually enhance what we do and enable us to do the stuff that requires human intervention and take away the work that doesn't require human intervention or our particular skills. So I think over the next, certainly over the next 12 months, but over the next 5 years, we will see a lot more innovation. We're behind the curve in construction, and I think we will see loads more of it roll out over the next 5 years.
Okay, we're going to rattle through these questions so that we get them all in. So the next one is, have you got any advice for rental companies on working with contractors? What are your members looking for in a rental supplier? Very useful question, that one.
It is, and I believe these days it's all about values. People want to work with other companies that share their values. So what are the values of the client you're looking to work for? Is it net zero? Is sustainability? Is it about young people? Is it about training? I think you need to be really clear and upfront about your values. And if you're not doing something, but you're doing something else really well, be really proud and showcase them really simply. Don't overcomplicate it. What are you really good at? What are your values? And then you have to deliver on them.
Okay, well, there's some clear advice and clear and concise. Thank you, Susanna. I think your final question, because we must get on with the awards imminently, but I guess it's the question we all want to know the answer to. What are your members saying about the construction market this year? Are you and they expecting a strong recovery after this miserable pandemic?
The figures are already starting to show that, construction work is holding up. From the figures that we've just had in February, it is back up to pre-pandemic levels. My honest view is this year is not the one we have to worry about. We are delivering the pre-pandemic pipeline, and that is now actually starting to come through. Most construction sites got up to full productivity pretty quickly, so they are now delivering out for the next year. I think we're keeping an eye on the pipeline for years after. It's the work that people are winning now that determines how busy they're going to be next year and the year after. So I believe it will be good. I think there's a lot of investment being held back, but we need to make, certainly in the UK, our country, the best place to do business.
I think you've just kind of answered the final question, which is, what actions from Build UK should they take? Are you going to take to improve business? I don't quite. That question's a bit confusing, but I think you've ended, possibly on a very big high there. Unless you've got anything to say on that question, the actual question is, what actions from Build UK to improve business? Now, have you got an answer to that one?
literally every action we do, we are ruthless in prioritising. Everything we do is looking to improve the business environment or the supply chain that operates within it. If it's not doing that, it's not on my list. So everything we do is to improve the business environment for all of our members.
You are an inspiring speaker, Suzanne. I don't know what I'm going to do. I need to help the cause here, but thank you so much, and really huge apologies. I got the breed of your dog wrong. Of course, it is a golden retriever, and I've let myself down there, not a Labrador. And I know that IPAF and its UK members want me to thank you and all the Build UK team for all you did last year and continue to do for the organisation. So a big thank you from them. So thank you, Suzanne. Just imagine everybody's applauding all around the world, which I'm sure they are.
Thank you so much, Mark, and I will let you off. The dog doesn't mind at all. He was just pleased to be referenced.
Fewy. I don't know how that translates. And I gather also I gather all the screens that were freezing in the translator hubs have now, I think, been fixed. Fingers crossed that is the case. I'm sorry we've had a few issues with that, but hopefully we're now all streaming live and uninterrupted. Okay, well, that's hopefully left us all feeling pretty positive and upbeat about what lies ahead. And that is the perfect time to move on to our first set of IAPA awards. There are 6 categories in this first batch, and here's an impressive statistic for you. I think Peter might have mentioned it earlier. There were more than 130 entries for the awards, which is remarkable. So thank you to all the companies who entered. Now, I'm told the IAPA Awards, when you're all together, is a magnificently raucous and joyous occasion with lots of cheering and clapping and whooping and hollering. But all that is, of course, a little hard to replicate while we're virtual today. But we're going to do our best in the circumstances to generate the kind of positivity you normally feel when you're all together in person. So we do have, fingers are firmly crossed here, everybody, all representatives of the shortlisted companies online, held captive in a virtual meeting room. And there they are now. So give us a wave, everybody, just to prove you are live and virtual. It's great to see you, and good luck to you all. That's a marvelous sight, isn't it? So from literally from all over the world, we have our shortlisted companies ready to hear some good news or not so good news, but whatever happens, having made it onto the shortlist is a seriously good achievement in the first place. So when we interview the winners, if the technology works, we will be seeing them reacting in real time. So we may see tears of uncontrollable joy. Here's hoping. We're in for some high drama and raw emotion. Now, if you want to know a bit more about all those who've made it to the shortlist, you can have a look at a special shortlist brochure, which is available to download. Go into the awards. It's very simple. Click on the awards tab, open it up, and the brochure is there. It's a little red box. It says download, and you can read a bit more about all our shortlisted companies. Now, before we get started, we must thank the wonderful judges who spent a great deal of time and energy reading through all the entries, followed by a meeting in London to decide the shortlist. So a big thank you to the Fab Five. We've got Erhan Akar, is the General Manager of Rental Rise in Turkey and one of the pioneers of the access industry in the country. We've got Malcolm Bowers, you're going to see in a moment. He's a fashion icon in Yorkshire. He's also a veteran of the UK access industry and founder and co-founder of rental companies, including Access Rental, UK AFI Uplift and Lifters. Another veteran of the UK and European access sector is Ian James, who has spent the last 20 years with truck mount manufacturer Bronto Skylift. Our fourth judge is Naughty Turner, IPAF President and Senior Vice President of Services and Advanced Solutions at United Rentals. And finally, we've got Dan Vorsholt, is the CEO of Denmark's largest rental company, GSV. Thank you again to all 5 judges. Okay, let's get on with this lovely business of handing out some awards to some very deserving winners. Now, our first category today is one of 2 awards, specifically for IPAF member companies and individuals. It's the IPAF Training Centre of the Year Award. And the shortlisted IPAF training centres are AMP, Sales and Services in the USA, AST from Germany, Kompetenzzentrum für Arbeitssicherheit in Switzerland. Huge apologies if that sounded nothing like your company, but I gave it my best shot. And Korea Rental Corporation from South Korea, complete the shortlist. And to announce who's won our first award, I'm going to hand over to a half man, half fish. When he's not thinking about powered access, he's a competitive swimmer who trains with a former member of the GB Olympic swimming team. So let's welcome the editor of Access International, Ewan Udale, who should be joining us now. Welcome, Aquaman. Over to you to announce our first winner of the awards.
Well, thank you, Mark, for that introduction. And I'm very glad indeed to be presenting the IPAF Training Centre of the Year Award and announcing the winner. The winner is Competez Zentrum für Arbeitssicherheit.
Fantastic stuff, well done. There we go, the congratulatory, whatever that's called again, I've forgotten what that's called, that little dusty stuff. Anyway, a minor moment of amnesia there. But hopefully, with any luck, we've got Karina Viss on the line from Competez Zentrum für Arbeitssicherheit. She should be joining us now if all goes according to plan, but I am going to congratulate them on winning their first IAPA award of the day. They must be extremely proud because I think they've been achieving great things on the training front. No IPAF training centre in Switzerland has been busier, and they employ also the only female instructor in Switzerland. Now, I'm looking for Karina. Are you there even maybe audio-wise, Karina? There's a little bit of...
Switzerland speaking.
Hello, there you both are. We got there in the end. That's all that matters. Yeah. Congratulations on winning your award. You must be extremely proud.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And you didn't spell that wrong. It was okay. In Switzerland, it's all about the Kompetenzzentrum. Kompetenzzentrum. It has to hurt your throat.
Kompetenzzentrum. That hurt. That definitely hurt.
Yes.
But listen, well done. Look, you've been extremely busy on the training front as a company, haven't you?
Yes, we are. We are. Yes.
Which is great stuff. And you have the only female instructor in Switzerland. Karina, are you the only female instructor in Switzerland? Right there. Well, you are a pioneering trainer, which is another reason why I'm sure you've won this award. And I do need to know, the Swiss are normally so efficient in everything you do. So where are you in this lockdown process? How might you celebrate this magnificent win of yours?
It was actually a rough time for all of us. I think it was the same for many companies, not only in the training sector, but we actually decided to do or die, and we invested a lot of the time for more progress, actually.
Well, congratulations. I was sneakily wondering how you're going to celebrate this success tonight, because I'm not sure what you're allowed to do in Switzerland. Here in the UK, we're not allowed to do very much at all.
Nothing at all. I think we will walk through the snow that we just got this day.
Oh, what a picture. What a picture. Well, congratulations. I'm going to give it one last go. Congratulations to Kompetenzzentrum für Arbeitssicherheit on winning our first award of the day. I can see lots of people on the Zoom call clapping away, so well done. Okay, I better move on to our second award, which is for the IPAF Training Instructor of the Year. And the shortlisted individuals in this category are, we have Andrew Williams of UTN Training in the UK. Also from the UK, we have Richard Abercrombie from OpenReach. From Germany, we've got Jutta Koch of Arbeitsbühnen Koch. They're also in the running. He's also in the running, I should say. And finally, we've got Young Chung Cho from the Career Training Corporation. So we've got 4 magnificent contenders for this award. And the winner from that very impressive bunch is going to be revealed by IPAF's Director of Operations, Giles Council, who isn't an elite swimmer, but he is a fanatical cyclist. He does 300 kilometers a week on average. So I think we are truly blessed and truly fortunate that he won't be in Lycra today. So over to you, Giles.
Thank you, Mark, and hello everybody. Good morning, evening, afternoon. I am delighted to announce that the IPAF Training Instructor of the Year is Andrew Williams of UTN Training. Well done, Andrew.
Yes, well done, Andrew, indeed. I can hear you're there. You've unmuted. Andrew, congratulations.
Bit of a shock, to be quite honest, considering the the amount and the caliber of IPAF instructors that are out there. Yeah, very honoured, very humbled, to be quite honest.
But well, fantastic. I appreciate the fact you've dressed up for the occasion and put on a tie. So that in itself is deserving of an award. But Andrew, what's your training style? Do you crack the whip? Are you very authoritarian, or are you more of a friendly, cajoling type?
More the friendly cajoling type, to be quite honest. It's a case of making them feel comfortable in the training environment, because a lot of people that come into sort of like a training room don't particularly want to be there. So it's keeping them interested.
Fantastic. Well, listen, well done you. The judges were extremely impressed. The auditors, the IPAF auditors, gave it a huge thumbs up for your work. You're in the UK, aren't you? So how will you celebrate this evening? Is that a takeaway from the local pub?
I'm watching my waistline at the moment, so no, not only that, I've got a 130-mile journey tomorrow to go to work, so it's going to have to be an early night. I'll celebrate over the weekend.
Okay, we'll look forward to that. I think the first thing you should do, obviously having won this award, is immediately ask for a pay rise, Andrew, because you deserve it. I'm going to cause controversy there.
That will come later. Although saying that, I am going to have to sort of like bed it out a bit and actually thank AFI and UTN for their support, in my position, and especially John Harrison in the UTN team, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here now actually accepting this award. And what it does, it makes all the early mornings, late nights, thousands of miles traveled, hotel stays, and of course the visits from our friends at IPAF, really, really worth it. And thank you very much.
Well said, Andrew. Fantastic stuff. Congratulations. Enjoy that win.
Thank you very much.
And enjoy the celebrations at the weekend, of course, as well. Now, next up, we're going to announce the winners of the Access Photography competition that's sponsored by UK rental company Media Access Solutions, or MAS, or MAS. They have a very generously donated €1,000 prize, so €750 for the first place photograph and €250 for second place. Neil Lawrence, the operations director at MAS or MAS, will announce the winner in just a moment. But just before he does that, let's see the runner-up photo in all its glory. So submitted by Access Platform Sales and taken by William Curry, the homeowner. Look at that shot. It shows Ian McClelland, a tree surgeon and business owner in Northern Ireland, working on his Hinua light lift 26.14 tracked platform, 2614 platform. A lovely photo, a lovely machine. Feast your eyes on that. So well done to the runner-up on winning the €250. So it's over to Neil now to announce who has won the photograph of the year. Neil, I didn't get to speak to you before we launched the meeting, so any other details I need to know about you, you must share with the world immediately.
I'm a lover for TVs. That's all I'm going to say. So, but thank you anyway, Mark, for that. And Media Access is really, really proud to sponsor this photo of the year. And I'm delighted to announce the winner. And the winner is Guillaume Thorel, who's a truck-mounted operator for the Loxam Group in France.
Thank you, Neil, and thank you to MAS. Are you MAS or MAS, Neil? What do you prefer?
Either.
Okay, well, I'll keep doing both then, as I seem to be doing. And then congratulations to Guillaume. His winning shot was taken from the basket of a multi-tal Pagliaro MJ700 truck mount working at a petrochemical plant in the Port of Le Havre in France. Look at that. Guillaume had to extend the boom vertically through low-lying cloud to reach the work area. The judges said not only was it a great picture, but also it summed up the day-to-day challenges faced by aerial platform operators. Guillaume is sadly unable to be with us today. I think he's working up a platform, but we will make sure he gets his Cash Bonanza prize. So thank you very much to Neil and the team, and well done to Guillaume. Okay, let's move on to the next award, which is for contribution to safe working at height. Those who've made the shortlist in this category are, good luck to you all, because I know you're sitting nervously in the virtual waiting room. So well done for making the shortlist. IAPA for its manual release centrifugal brake. Congratulations to Genie for its supersized platform. Also in the running for this one are Outrigger Pads for its online Outrigger Pad calculator. And finally, we also have Serious Labs for its PAL Plus training programs. And to reveal the winner of this category, we have the freshly installed CEO. He took up the role in December of one of our magnificent gold sponsors, telematics specialist track unit, Soren Brogard. And Soren, I didn't speak to you either. So if you have any other skills that you think we all need to know about, please let us know.
Well, just pure happiness and love. That you can add that.
So good. That's good. It makes me all feel amazing. Thank you.
So Mark, thank you very much. And what a winner we have here, and what an award, Contribution to Safe Working at Height Award. Super pleased to announce the winner, who is the online Outrigger Pad calculator from Outrigger Pads. Congratulations.
Yes, huge congratulations to Outrigger Pads. And I think they're going to be represented by Charles Grizzle, who's going to be catapulted onto the screen from the virtual waiting room, hopefully beaming with happiness. I'm waffling here a bit because I'm waiting for Charles Grizzle to appear, and maybe he could hear me. So I'm just going to... Oh, you're here. There you are.
Hi.
Hello, Charles. Well done. This calculator of yours, this pad calculator, sounds like a fancy bit of kit.
Yes, it was 2 years in the making, Mark. 2 years of development with a collaboration between ourselves and IPAF's UK CC team. So yeah, I'd like to thank Chris Wraith and Brian Parker for their overall contribution to the project. And also to the mechanical engineering faculty at Sheffield University, who tested our calculator to destruction and gave us a glowing report at the end before we released it to the public. And of course, to my team at Outrigger Pads, who have worked very hard and who have allowed me to be here to collect this very prestigious award.
You're going to share the glory around, which is exactly as it should be. But I mean, like Andrew, I guess celebrations are a little bit muted because of the situation we find ourselves. He's going to go to bed early and celebrate at the weekend. How might you do it, bearing in mind we're not allowed open top bus parades?
Well, I'm going to save it until lockdown is finished and over and done with. And I'm going to celebrate with the team at a pub somewhere, I should think, Mark.
Well, look, Charles, thanks so much for joining us, and huge congratulations to you and the Outrigger crew.
Thank you very much, and thank you for everybody who nominated us for this award.
Well said, Charles. Well done indeed. Now, look, everybody, don't forget, if you want to read more about the shortlisted of entries for this year's awards, because all of the guys, as I keep reiterating, who've made that shortlist have done phenomenal work. So download that shortlist brochure, click on the awards tab, and you'll find it in there. Now we move on to the Product of the Year categories. There are 4 products awards in total, 2 of which we'll announce now, and the other 2 will reveal in the second half of this awards ceremony. So the first Product of the Year award is for mast climbing work platforms and hoists, and here is the shortlist. We have in the running for this one, Alimak for its MC650, Hydro Mobile for its S-Series transport platform, Maber Hoist for its lift shaft hoist MBA 800/150 SRV. Hope I'm getting these all right, everybody. Complaints to Peter. Scan Climber for its heavy duty, in brackets, MCWP-HD mast climber, and XL Industries for its XE5 top-down hoist for shafts. And to announce the winner, we have another of our highly revered judges, a man you need to know in case you ever get lost on a mountain, because he's a mountain guide. What's even more disturbing, possibly, is he loves his beer. So he's like a professional beer drinker. I think we'll leave it at that and not delve further into that. He's making his own lemon drizzle gin. I hope that translates around the globe to all of you. And most worrying of all, He likes hot yoga, and because nothing in the UK is open in it here, he is taken to going into a small cupboard, as far as I can work out, with 2 heaters to continue doing his hot yoga in his Speedos. I'll leave you with that image as I hand over to Ian James.
Hello.
Hello, you're on.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Thank you for that kind introduction, Mark. Yeah, it's amazing I've got any time for work, really, with all that going on, isn't it? But during lockdown, it's been interesting. Anyway, I am absolutely delighted to announce that the Mars Climbing Work Platform and Hoist Product of the Year is ScanClimer's Heavy Duty Work Platform.
Thank you, Ian, and well done to ScanClimer. I think we have representatives, plural, online from the ScanClimer crew. We should have Eric Nusianen and Jarko Ovaska. Are you there, guys?
Please. Eric, are you there?
There's 2 of you in different parts. It looks like, oh, you've already got the glass of champagne ready, but you've drunk it. So you must have known you were going to win.
Well, I mean, I'm honored. I mean, we have had the habit to win this class often. So I don't know, is it 6th time or 5th time now in a row? And I'm very delighted because I'm retiring this year. So this is like a beautiful present to an award to finish my career with a ScanClimer.
Oh, I can't believe that's sort of, it's a bittersweet moment that you're retiring. So you won't, if you retain your title for a 7th year next year, you won't be in person to receive it. Is that what I'm hearing? Which is devastating.
Well, almost. I mean, we've had some gaps here in between, but yeah, almost like that. Yeah, thank you.
Well, look, just quickly. So this heavy duty work platform of yours, what's most impressive about it?
Well, I mean, the most impressive of the machine is that, first of all, you can use it up to 30 meters fully freestanding. That means that you have no obstructions, nothing, and you can go as far as 30 meters. That means like 10, 12 floors without any anchoring, any ties. And if you're using it with the top anchor, you can go up to 55 meters.
Wow.
So
okay.
You have the whole facade fully free.
Well, listen, you look magnificent. We must let you finish that glass of champagne. Enjoy yet another triumph.
And I'm wearing safety glasses.
Well, you know, just in case the cork popped or something, I mean, always best to be on the side of caution when it comes to health and safety. Well done. Congratulations to you and all the crew. Well done on your award. And enjoy your retirement. I think he's going to have a lot of fun in his retirement. Well done to the ScanClimer team. Okay, we have one more winner to announce in this first half of the awards, this time for the Product of the Year vehicle-mounted platforms. The shortlisted products in this category are Oil and Steel and its Snake 147 truck mount. Next is Ruthman's Steiger TB300 compact platform. Also in the running for this one is Sochage and its Forster, I think that's right, Forster 37 DJ Speed. And finally from Versalift, the VTL 120. So well done to all our shortlistees. I will remind you, in case you think, hang on, I'm interested a bit more on that one, look into that brochure. And to announce the winner, back by popular demand, we have the broad-shouldered swimming legend and editor of Access International magazine, Ewan Udell. Over to you, Powered Access's Aquaman.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks for that incredible introduction again. What can I say? But I suppose all I can really say is thanks to everybody who sent in their entries. It's been a fantastic response generally. So I'd like to announce this award winner, and I'm extremely pleased to announce the product of the year. The vehicle mounted platforms winner is the Steiger TB300 from Ruthman.
So I'm leaving a little pause there while I think there's kind of like fanfare music and the ticker tape stuff. So that's why I'm just staying mute for a while, which is unlike me, by the way. So well done to Ruthman. And I think we're now joined by the Ruthman crew, Rolf Kulewick and Uwe Strottman. I think you're there on the line with us to share this. There you are, boys. Give us a wave.
Yes, we are.
That's what we want to see.
And thank you to the judges and Aquaman.
Well, look, you certainly deserve this award, and we heard that just before from Jaco about his scan climbing, what he thought record breaker was. But the Steiger TB 300 is a record breaker, isn't it? With its 30-meter and 3.5 ton chassis combo.
Yes, you summarized it better than I could ever have done, but it's exactly what we do: 30-meter on 3.5 ton. And this is the world record. With the world record, we have so much success. We are happy to go ahead here and bring out more in the course of this year. You can all be curious what Ruthman brings out in 2021.
Do you know what it looks like? You're in a kind of a James Bond, the bad guy, headquarters of the guy who's trying to kind of take down the world. But you're socially distant. Where are you joining us from? Very quickly, Rolf and Uwe.
We are on like a James Bond on a desert in the Volcany, and nobody knows where we are.
Okay, undercover. Well, look, enjoy your surreptitious
manufacturing. I'm happy, and we are delighted. Time manufacturing company, and this is the first prize of the number 5 in total we won with the IAPA award. Thank you very much to all of you.
It's a well done, congratulations, and enjoy the celebrations. I'm saying to everybody, because I know we're not together, and if you were together, you'd be celebrating long into the night. But enjoy them as best you can, and congratulations. Okay, so thank you to all our presenters, and well done to all our winners so far. But don't start the celebrations in earnest just yet, as I don't think anybody's going to do, because there's lots more good stuff to come, including the next section of the awards, of course. Now, before we continue our next presentation, we have something special to show you. Now, during these really challenging times that we've all been experiencing, wherever you may be based, many companies in the access industry have stepped up to their local communities, employees and families, and raised money for charities, done some incredible things. And IPAF and Access International really wanted to recognize these inspiring acts of big-hearted kindness. So with that in mind, IPAF members were asked to share videos or photos showing how they responded to the pandemic. And we put together a video that will give you a taste of some of the extraordinary and compassionate things you've all been up to during this miserable pandemic.
Fue un año particular, fue un año único y muy especial, donde hubo muchos desafíos, pero donde afortunadamente fue un año de muchos crecimientos para AeroRental. Y dentro de esos desafíos creo que el más importante que nos puso a pensar todo el año en las personas y en sus familias.
Now we're going to a disinfectant. This is a platform controller. Now I'm disinfecting the ground controller.
Brick by brick, step by step, together we will paint our future. A future they won't forget. 1,000 thank yous aren't enough, because your power is art.
Well, that's pretty amazing and inspiring, isn't it? But that was just a little snapshot of some of the incredible things you've all been doing. Full versions of the videos that you sent will be made available on the IPAF and Access International websites. And we're going to show you a feature-length version of that video with even more examples of how you've all responded and helped out in these toughest of times during the networking period after the event today. Remember, we've got 45 minutes designated at the end of this whole meeting for you to get on with that networking. Genuinely amazing to see. Okay, we have our next two speakers limbered up and ready to go. They both already starred in today's summit, but they're on a new mission now to tell us all about IPAF's exciting new ePal app, which is launching in April. Remember, you are very much encouraged to ask questions. The more you get involved, the better. The Q&A function, I know I keep on repeating myself, but the Q&A function on the streaming screen is what you need. The chat function is for other stuff. So let's bring in from our virtual waiting lounge, Soren Brogard, CEO of Telematics Specialist Track Unit, and Peter Douglas, CEO and MD of IPAF. Over to you guys.
Thank you again, Mark. I'm delighted to be joined by Soren Brogard from Track Unit to launch our exciting new IPAF EPAL app. We chose Track Unit as our partner for this initiative for three main reasons. Firstly, their experience of our industry. Track Unit have been involved in our sector for many, many years. Secondly, they built apps for many others within our sector. So we have the trust that they have the technology and the ability to do that. But thirdly, and finally, and most importantly, we feel that Track Unit share our values. It was evident as soon as we started speaking to Track Unit and talking about what we wanted to achieve, they understood and wanted to be involved in helping us improve safety in our industry. So we are delighted that Soren and the Track Unit team are with us on what we believe is a game-changing journey. So what are we going to cover off today? Firstly, I would like to run through reasons why we believe the EPAL app is a fantastic idea. I will then hand over to Soren, who will explain the detail of the app. He will give you a run through of some of the features of what the first release will include. And then we'll finish off with what next? What could the future releases include? And we will be calling on industry support to make this app the best it can be. So going digital is the logical next step of our evolution. As an organisation, we were formed in 1983 as a members-owned trade association, focusing on development of industry standards. We didn't, in fact, have a training programme until 1993, which is when our first PAL card was issued. Improvements in the training material happened in 2002. Smart card was introduced in 2013. Our new generation training material and e-learning programme in 2014. In 2015, the Smart PAL card was mandated worldwide. So now it's 2021. Over 2 million PAL cards later, and we will be launching our EPAL operator app. So this is the current process that has served us well to date. One of the geeks in my team worked out that if we stacked all of the plastic cards, safety guides, logbooks, certificates, plastic wallets on top of each other that we produced in a full year, that pile would be 130 metres high. These assets are shipped from factory to IPAF, from IPAF to the training centre, from the training centre to the customer who paid for the training, and then sometimes from the customer onto the end operator. Then, after 5 years, the operator throws it all in the bin and the process starts again. So not very efficient. So what will the new process look like? We cut out a lot of steps here, mainly because of the lack of physical assets. But once the training is conducted and passed, the training centre will process the application online. IPAF will then process the application and the operator will be able to download the app and download their certificate and electronic PAL card into the app. So what are the real benefits of this change? Firstly, from an environmental sustainability perspective, a huge reduction in manufacture and distribution of physical assets, and hopefully in time the elimination of. From an administration perspective, there will be less administration for IPAF, for our training centres, and for our end customers. Finally, and most importantly, and the bit that we're really excited about as the IPAF team, we will be in contact for the first time ever with the users of the equipment. We will have the ability to send safety messages, toolbox talks, and the access posters, and more direct to the operators of the equipment. The digital logbook feature will ensure that site managers will now not just know that operators coming to their sites are trained, but they are experienced. To make this really work, we need operators to use the app, not just store their PAL card on it. We surveyed 27,000 operators. We received 1,250 responses, and an amazing 98% of the people that responded said they would download and use the app. We've been engaging with lots of major contractors about the app, and the overwhelming feedback that we've been getting is positive. They believe the digital logbook will be a huge benefit for site safety with regards to mutes going forwards. But don't just take it from me. Alan Woodidge of Taylor Woodrow says the benefits of EPAL and the digital card will help us deliver safer and more sustainable operations as we move forward connected together. Tony Seddon, the Managing Director of Facet. Facet is the trade association that looks after the safety netting industry. Tony said it's a great step forward in a number of ways, the use of technology for sustainability and operator communication. Ben Hughes, training manager at one of our training centres in the UK, Horizon Platforms, focuses on the significant cut down of administration demands on the training centre, but as well as being more convenient for the customers. Mark Atkinson, Health and Safety Manager at Newton Energy, is looking forward to digitisation of the PAL card, but also talks about improving operator safety. One of the operators in the survey that we sent out gave us this quote and was happy for us to use it. Having an IPAF app could revolutionise operating time and record keeping. If done right, it could become an important app for the trade. And the final endorsement that we're sharing with you today is from BT, British Telecom, a huge organisation. Stuart Mardle, a senior guy within British Telecom, says the app supports great communication among project teams and the industry as a whole. The ability to share qualifications is conducive to better security and a wider delivery of safety advice. Now, Stuart doesn't just work for BT, and he's not a senior guy for BT, he also represents the MATS Group. He's the chairman of that group, and the MATS Group is the Association for the Telecoms Industry. So they're all very large users of powered access platforms. So we've got ringing endorsements from each and every stakeholder group. So what's the plan? We'll be launching in April in the UK and Ireland. We will then take a bit of a breather, ensure everything settles down, and then focus on the rest of the world. Since we started communicating outwards, we've been on with this project for, well, since last January it started. It obviously stalled due to the pandemic. It's probably taken us 5 months of communicating with the different stakeholder groups to get us to almost launch. So we've already started that process in some other countries now with our international team, but we're going to go slowly. We're going to consult with all the relevant IPAF stakeholders in each country, involve the regulators and industry representatives, and communicate to all layers of the industries. It may not be suitable in some countries, but our hope is that by the end of 2021, in all of our major territories where we conduct training, the EPAL app will be available. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to introduce to you the EPAL mobile application. I'm now going to hand over to Soren, who will run you through some of the detail of the first release.
Thank you, Peter. And I hope you can hear me loud and clear out there. So first of all, I think it's fair to say that this has been long in the making, or at least from a wish point of view from all our members. I definitely remember this being high on the wish list 2, 3, maybe even 4 years back when this idea was first born. And now it's here. The first version that we will share today is focused on the powered access users to record, show, and share their IPAF qualifications and operating experiences. And just like Peter said, it's going to allow us to, for the first time, communicate directly with operators and take advantage of a centralized database that is logging and storing operator information. If you go to the next slide. In many ways, this is the start of an amazing project that for the first time in the spirit of this organization, of the IPAF organization, of the committee work, to build a platform that can start the collaboration between operators and the broader ecosystem between both OEMs, rental and contractors in a brand new way, really leveraging the great work that IPAF has already done. And most likely here more recently with the smart card. So without further ado, let's take a look at the first version. Next slide, please. So what you see here is that the login, the way that the card is working in terms of its NFC chip that automatically will onboard the operator. It will allow you to immediately view your qualifications and allow you to contact training centers. We're going to share a notification and also potentially here in this view, claim physical card. So we have put a lot of work into, of course, make this secure, make this unique, and make the onboarding as simple as possible so that you take advantage of the physical card for those who have that. For all new trained members, it will only be the app, or the app can be activated with the unique secure IPAF ID. If we take the next slide here, which is demonstration of the logbook, which we all know logbooks have been a little bit of a challenge to get populated, to get filled out. They often get is left behind and not really being used to the extent it was intended. Now we are helping our operators to easily enter machine details, select the machine of choice that is being operated on, and complete it. And with that comes, for the first time in the history, a centralized system with the historical entries for an operator that can be shared and used for the common good of this industry and to drive safety. Also in this area of the app, we provide safety guidelines to the latest and newest information from IPAF. On the last screen here for today, you're going to see the sort of operator safety updates that is right there in your pocket, right there with a push notification coming to you. You can view your profile details, update your profile. You can report accident or near misses, which again, something that is happening today, but could it happen faster, more easy? Could we collect more information? Yes, I think we can, and the app allows you to do that. You can read FAQs and you can reach out to IPAF in that. So in summary, if we go to the last slide here, this is the lineup. Think about this as the first version. There is a lot of opportunity that comes with this, and I urge you all to think about this more than an app. And if you go to the next slide, in many ways, this is a platform. And I want to start by saying that Track Unit is in here to really drive this from an open collaboration form. We are building this for IPAF. IPAF is 100% the owner of the IP. And in my view, the Track Unit ambition together with IPAF is for the first time in this industry to get to something that is open, shareable, potentially also down the road, open sourcing this to further open technical and software collaboration above and beyond all the great things that are happening today. So what that allows us to do on the next slide, Peter, and why I think this is sitting in such a beautiful place here with IPAF, is that we know from looking at other industries, looking at research, that 83% of ecosystems involve partners from more than 3 industries. And we certainly have that here. And some of the most successful digital ecosystems have about 40+ partners. That's also why it's so important that we are now coming together as an industry to collaborate and think carefully. If you go to the next slide, we think carefully about what does it take to take advantage of this platform? What are the considerations that I, as an OEM, can think about to enable access control using this platform? What does this do to me as a contractor to enable my operators to take advantage of this? How will I help support, drive, endorse this, and certainly also for rental and training centers? In the research we have done, it is so clear everyone is buying in to the mission, to the vision, but there's also some big, bold decisions that have to be made. And my wish for this, my hope, is that we can all step up, we can all lean in and do just a little bit towards a more safe digital future for operators. Over to you, Peter.
Thank you very much, Søren. So what next? Future ideas. As you can imagine, we've been working on this over a year now. we've got loads of ideas, some that didn't make the first cut, but we're still keen on doing them. You know, the benefits, the possibilities are absolutely huge. You know, the potential safety improvements in our industry are absolutely real. You know, we've been given a list of potential ideas based on what we think, but also what the operators think. And it's really important to think about the operators. If they don't want it, they won't use it. So we need to give them things that's useful, but also that we believe that they will use. We've also been talking to contractors and some of our training centres and other members. But we don't want to make the decisions on what comes next. We want to give the decision to what is included in future releases to you, our members. So we're going to be introducing an EPAL committee. The purpose of the committee is to bring their industry knowledge and experience and make decisions around future content. Always having at the front of your minds IPAF's mission to promote the safe and effective use of powered access. So safety has to be the #1 priority. I see it as a vitally important committee, which will drive lots of future improvements in our industry. And for that reason, I have volunteered to convene this meeting. Not to run it, I will convene it. As with all IPAF committees, the committee itself will elect a chairperson and a vice chair, and they will meet 2 to 3 times per year. The chairperson of this committee will sit on the IPAF Council and update the council on progress from this committee twice per year. Now, during the last month or so, we've been in discussions with various stakeholders of ours whilst we're getting the app ready to launch. We've already recruited a few volunteers for the committee, but we need more, especially from manufacturers, especially from international rental companies, and ideally from contractors as well. We do have some contractor members. We need all of our stakeholders to come together, as Soren was mentioning there, to support this initiative to ensure that we make it as good as it can be, serving the whole industry for improved safety of operators. So please sign up and get involved. So if you're interested in joining the EPAL committee, please email info@ipaf.org and mark the email for my attention. If you don't want to join the committee, but want to be kept up to date with the latest news and developments of the EPAL project, please sign up to receive updates at www.ipaf.org/EPAL. The app will be available in English to download on both iOS and Android devices from mid-April, and will be free to all current IPAF card holders. And it will be the standard for all new trainees from the date of launch in the UK and Ireland. Candidates can choose to have a physical card if they wish, but we've placed a small extra charge on that because we really want to push the digital initiative. Thank you very much for your time from me and Soren, and we're happy to take any questions, Mark. Thank you.
To unmute, Mark. Mark, you need to unmute.
I can't believe I did that. I'm meant to be the one in control of this. I mean, that is a shambles. That reveals the true me. Thanks, Soren. Anyway, I was banging on about the fact that I think Peter might have answered the first question I've got for you guys. It says, will it be possible for people who already have cards to go digital?
Yes. Yeah. From launch in English, from launch, everybody who currently has a PAL card can download the app. Well, if you don't have a PAL card, you can download the app free from iOS and Android from your app stores, and you can download your card into it. You can actually scan your current physical card and it will appear in a digital format.
Okay, so let's rattle through these. I don't know which one of the two of you wants to take this next question. I'm guessing it might be Soren, but as the app is for operators, how will the employer get access to the training details of their employees?
That is at the discretionary decision of the operator. So the app is being built so that you can decide who you want to share your data with. We are compliant to the lovely GDPR and privacy, of course, so it's at the full discretionary of the operator. And just a quick point to the onboarding. So you literally just is holding the card up to the phone, and it will read your photo, your certifications, your trainings, and it will all magically appear. So it's a super nice onboarding experience. I'm looking forward to people's feedback on that.
So it sounds like it couldn't be easy. Sorry, Peter, you were going to say something.
Just to build on that, there is an opportunity to share with the company who's paying for the training, because they want them for training records a lot. So there is the opportunity for our training centres to enable them to do that.
Okay, I think you probably just saw and answered these questions on GDPR. We had one question that said, can you just say a few words about GDPR issues and how IPAF and Track Unit are handling that? But there's another question, I'm going to lob these into the same question. Who, where, what personal data is stored? The question subsequent was, is it GDPR approved? And I guess the answer to that is yes.
The answer is yes, and we have spent a lot of time getting this right. So first of all, this is the IPAF database as we know it today for smart cards. There's no change. We have literally just elevated that up so it can be accessed through a digital means like an app. It sits with IPAF, it's regulated from IPAF, accessed by the training centers. And so in that regard, it's really just, it is the same method that it used also to be completely compliant with GDPR. So no change there.
Okay, Peter, anything to add to that? You're happy with that answer? That's comprehensively covers it, I think.
Yeah.
And another question for Soren. It's quite a long one. During the recent years, 3 of the 4 top AWP manufacturers developed their own telematics. As a Track Unit customer, I don't think this is awkward at all, but I mean, these are good stuff. This is good stuff. I've been able to collect simple data. The CAN or CAN bus line from these manufacturer, JLG, Howlot and Genie do not allow access to all info. Does Track Unit have any alternative for these problems? As they just mentioned that Howlot has just launched their own system.
So I think we as an industry have come an incredibly long way just in the last 3 to 4 years. Of all OEMs more or less have a fairly robust ISO feed that for most rental and contractors is very useful and quite robust. I can absolutely see that we will further advance that standard, the ISO feed or the AMP 2.0 becomes more robust. But if I just look at what have happened in the last 2 to 3 years, it's actually quite amazing. And I see that continue. I don't think we're done, but I think we made major progress.
Okay, thank you for that. Last 2 questions, because I'm conscious we're running 5 minutes behind or so, but these are important questions, so let's just deal with them if we can. Can you guarantee that the physical card will still remain, as some sites cannot have an electronic version because they don't allow phones basically on their sites for security reasons?
Yeah, absolutely. Whoever asked that question, if you need a physical card, you can request a physical card. We're putting a small extra charge for when you do your training if you want a plastic card as well as the app to try and discourage it. But where it's absolutely necessary, we will retain the systems to continue producing cards.
Okay, Peter, and you've got big fans out there because someone's asked, can we get the presentation about ePAL? They want to see more of it.
And we can maybe share it on our website. We'll look into that later, but yeah, leave that one with us.
So I think that's a tentative yes. You'll get all that information. It sounds like a magnificent advancement. I haven't got any storage left on my phone, so I'm going to have to sign up to IPAF, obviously first and foremost. Then I'm going to have to delete Spotify and mainly a few of my weather apps too. But guys, Peter and Soren, thank you so much and well done. It's a lot of hard work you put into that. Okay, it's now time for us all to have a 5-minute break. So you can grab a quick drink or a snack or do some light yoga, if that's your thing. I don't know if it is. Or hot yoga, in Ian's case. This break has been very kindly sponsored by Hinua, so thank you very much to them. But it is only 5 minutes, so this isn't a huge break, everybody. We've got lots of good stuff still to come, starting straight after the break with round 2 of the IAPA Awards, followed by our roundtable discussion on sustainability. We'll also announce the winner of this year's Lifetime Achievement Award, and CMC have their prize draw too, our headline sponsors, of course. So lots to come, but in the meantime, enjoy Hinua's video presentation. It is worth watching. It's really fancy video, definitely worth a look. And don't forget, we'll see you back here in just 5 minutes. See you then. And thanks again to Hinua for sponsoring that break, and love that video. Makes you want to have a new TC13 NRS. I don't really mind, all of my own. Love that stuff. Now, time presses on, so we're going to get straight on with the exciting business of revealing who has won our next batch of IAPA awards. 5 more categories coming your way, so good luck to all of you who've been shortlisted, who we know will be sitting there. I think we're going to see you now, nervously and expectantly. There you all are. Good luck to you all. I hope dreams will be made, and dreams will almost be made. But remember, just having made it onto the shortlist of these awards is a major achievement in itself. So let's give us a wave, everybody. I want to see some action from our shortlisted. There we go, from all around the world. It's a marvelous sight. Okay, so we're going to start with another product of the year category, this time for the scissor lifts and vertical mast platforms, which incorporates low-level access, vertical mast booms, push-around platforms, and stock pickers. The shortlist of 6 is as follows. We've got Dingley for its JCPT 1612 DCB electric scissor lift, snappy title, I love it. We've got Farrow 1 for the Elever 75 tyre stock picker with specialist tyre handler. We've got Genie for its global spec GS dual zone control scissors. IMA for its IM 17220E electric scissor rough terrain scissor lift. We've got JLG for its DSP-M stock picker, and Snorkel for its S3019E scissor. And I'm delighted to say we've got to announce this winner, another highly competitive category. We've got another one of the judges, so it's over to Malcolm Bowers to reveal all. And Malcolm, I think we mentioned earlier, is a fashion icon from Yorkshire, and he said his one true skill in life is to be a miserable Yorkshireman. And for those who don't come from the United Kingdom, Yorkshire is a county up in the north of the country where they are famously miserable.
Very good. Well, I take that as a compliment. Well, I'm not miserable just at this moment, because I'm excited to announce that the winner of the Scissor Lifts and Vertical Mast Platforms Award is Snorkel for its S3019E.
Well done to Snorkel. Thank you to Malcolm. Yorkshiremen are some of the finest members of this community of ours here in the UK, but well done to Snorkel. And hopefully Amelia Pearce, who's VP of Global Marketing, and Matthew Elvin, the CEO, are going to launch onto the screen any second now. They are joining us from Vegas. You are there. Audio, I can hear some audio. There you are. Hello there, Matthew. How are you?
I'm very well, Mark. Yourself?
Am I right in saying you're in Las Vegas?
Yes, sir.
How is it in Vegas, baby?
It's good. It's opening up. We're back in business.
I'm delighted to hear it. So, well done on your S3019E scissor. What's your favourite feature? I like to give everybody a platform to go, do you know what, this thing is worth a look.
No, I appreciate that. If I can also say thank you to my other shortlisters and to the judging panel for their work. We really are honoured and appreciate this award. Really, this machine is quite cutting edge. It's a sunken scissor stack which lowers the entry height, which makes it a lot safer to enter and disembark the machine. It's all electric drive, all electric steering with no hydraulic hosing. So it's really a step forward in technology for this category.
Okay, so Matthew, just quickly, you said things are opening up. So do we have our first winner who is actually allowed to properly celebrate tonight?
Most certainly.
So the casinos are open, the bars are open, and you'll go and raise
restaurants. Yeah.
Look,
we're open.
We're open. We'll look from all us lockdownies. Enjoy that celebration, and congratulations on your award.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you, Malcolm.
Yes, thank you, Malcolm, indeed. And everybody, I think that suit selection will definitely catch on. I mean, most people think summer, but Malcolm is quite right. It's an all year rounder. So, marvellous. Okay, let's move on to the product categories award, which is this one's for the self-propelled booms and atrium lifts. And again, we have a fulsome but impressive shortlist of 6 high quality products. And here they are. We've got Genie for its Z45 FE boom hybrid articulating boom lift. Next is JLG and its EC mid-range electric construction boom range. Third up is Manitow for its 280 JE electric articulating boom lift. From the UK, we've got Nifty Lift with their HR17NE all-electric drive boom. The next shortlisted product is the Spider 43T telescopic tracked platform from Platform Basket. And finally, we have Tupen for its Leo 35T Plus tracked platform. And to announce the winner, we have again delved into our supply of top of the range judges. We have our 4th judge, I think, of the 5, Erhan Akar, who's joining us from Turkey. And Erhan is a legendary basketball player, everybody. I'm not sure what position he plays, but basically he's the Michael Jordan of Turkey. So over to you, Erhan.
Thank you, Mark. And hello, everyone. We are delighted to say that the product of the year in the self-propelled booms and atrium lifts category is Nifty Lift for its HR17NE all-electric drive boom. Congratulations.
Thank you to Erhan and congratulations to Nifty Lift. Let's hear from the company's 2 representatives. I think we've got Simon Mayer lined up and Tony Hobbs, a dynamic duo from Nifty Lift. I'm stalling to wait till I see your I want to see your beautiful faces on our screens. There. So, okay. So you're Simon, aren't you? Because Tony's the other one.
That's right. Yeah.
I did my Googling. It's amazing. We've gone from Vegas to Turkey to Milton Keynes. Woo. Woo. Listen, I looked at the spec on this machine that you've won the award for, and the idea of maintenance-free batteries that work longer than most is a quite compelling sales point, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. We think that all electric is the future for this industry, and our machines this machine in particular offers more than 4 days of operation from a single charge, so you can get a lot done.
Listen, Simon, we were expecting Tony to join you as well. What have you done with him? He hasn't been fired, has he? That would be awkward.
He was on a moment ago. He might be muted.
I'm here.
Oh, well done, Tony. There you are. Congratulations. So, look, we're in the UK. For those who don't know, our lockdown rules are still in place for another couple of weeks. So will you two have a quiet drink in the office, or are you at separate locations?
Separate locations.
Unfortunately so, yeah.
Well, well done to both of you. Congratulations. You must be chuffed to have won this award.
Absolutely thrilled.
Great stuff. Well, look, thank you for joining us from Milton Keynes here in the United Kingdom. Congratulations and enjoy your win. Okay, that was the last of our product categories. We now move on to the Digital Development Award. This award was designed to recognize a significant innovation in the use of digital technology. The contenders for this one are AST for its safety logbook. Genie is shortlisted for its Lift Connect telematics solution. RCB is also in the running for its digital solutions customer package. And finally, Rewal for its range of digital initiatives. And to announce our winner, we have a representative from another one of our 3 gold sponsors, ZTR. So hopefully, standing by and ready to go, we have ZTR's Regional Director, EMEA, Lars Rehorst. Lars, you should be there. Join us, I think, from Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Lars is actually no stranger to winning awards himself. He won, this sounds great, I looked him up on LinkedIn, the 2009 Best Graduate Student at Avons University of Applied Sciences. I would give anything to have won an award like that. Lars is also a legendary amateur football for PSV Eindhoven. Anyway, Lars, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mark.
what an impressive short list of innovators in our industry. I'm very delighted to announce that the Digital Development Award goes to Rewall. Congratulations to Pedro Torres and everyone else at Rewall.
Thank you very much, Lars. And the cheers are resounding around the platform. And I think we're going to hear now from Rewall's CEO, you just mentioned him there, Pedro Torres. And we might also have board director Ellen Meyer on board as well. So congratulations to you both.
I'm very pleased. We are delighted, and especially coming also from Lars, an old friend from this company. And I want to congratulate and dedicate the prize to the entire Rewall family, especially because this is really good news in a very difficult year, but especially to our very talented team of in the digital department. They are really working hard, developing these amazing tools. And I think this prize is going to inspire them even to bring further our brand and also the industry, because I think we are one of the companies that really are investing in digital. So we are very, very pleased.
Pedro, I'm tempted because you're the first sighting we've got of an actual gathering of a team in a boardroom. Just when you were announced as the winners, was there a little cheer in there?
Yeah, definitely. And afterwards, we will do even more. Yes, of course. We are very, very pleased. Yeah.
Now, listen, I like the sound of the My Rewall customer portal, where subcontractors can share rental equipment. I was worried, though, because I'm very ignorant about these things. Does that not hit your bottom line, Pedro?
Of course, this is one of the goals. I think this is one of the goals for Rewall, also for the whole industry. And but there are some steps that we have to move on before going there as well. So it's something that the company and the industry have to fight for, definitely.
Well, look, you all look very relaxed in there. Congratulations on all the hard work you've no doubt put into this. And I hope you have a successful year ahead.
Thank you very much. A pleasure.
Okay, God, this is great, isn't it? Next up, we have the eagerly anticipated, hotly contested, all-important Access Rental Company of the Year award. Well done again to all of you who've made it onto the shortlist. So in contention for this one. From the UK, we have Advanced Access Platforms. AFI operating in the UK and the Middle East are also in the running. We've got Matico, based in Germany and with international operations. From China, we have Shanghai Horizon. And finally, UK rental company Star Platforms. And to announce the winner from our cherished and adored headline sponsor, CMC, remember they're going to be doing their prize draw later, great prize it is too. We have their export sales manager, Alessandro Mastro Giacomo, who's joining us, I think, from Bari in Italy. Hello, Alessandro.
Hello, thank you. Hello, everybody from CMC team. Can you see me?
We can't see you. We'd love to see you, Alessandro. And I don't know whether you, while you're trying to put on that camera of yours, I do need to ask you verbally, what is your skill? Well, I didn't get a chance to speak to you before we came online. So do you have a particular skill you want to share with us while you try and get that camera working?
I tried.
There you are. There you are. Worth waiting for, Alessandro.
Sorry, I don't know why my computer is not working. I was prepared also with my smartphone, just in case. So we are glad, of course, to be the headline sponsor of this event. And of course, I hope to meet everyone in person as soon as will be possible. I'm delighted to announce that the Access Rental Company of the Year is Mateco.
Thank you, Alessandro. Fantastic stuff, and welcome and congratulations to Mateco. So with any luck, we should have, and we're seeing more of Alessandro later when he does the CMC prize draw. So thank you, Alessandro. We're now waiting for the Mateco CEO, Armin Rapin, who I think has been in the waiting room. You're there.
Yes, I'm here.
Armin,
Yes.
hello there. How are you? Good to
Hello.
see you. You must be
Yes.
chuffed to have won this award because this is a biggie.
Yes, this is a very great honor for us, and I'm very happy, especially for our team, because they did a lot of efforts in a lot of categories. So, especially in these and difficult, challenging times, it's a great motivation. So I'm really happy about this. And before you ask, I cannot celebrate with my colleagues, of course, but I prepared a bottle of champagne, so I will have a drink tonight for sure.
Angela Merkel can't stop you doing that, can she? So
no, sure not.
Listen, I know that I think in 2019 you trained over 4,500 people. You rolled Matiko. Is it Matiko or Matic? Matiko or Matoko? Which do you prefer?
Matiko, and actually it's not Germany. It's the holding and the other Matiko companies in the different countries. So the biggest company is Germany, but in total it's a group of more than 10 companies.
Well, actually, yes, I was going to mention that because I read that you rolled out to 15 countries in 2 years. So you've been very busy.
We have been very busy. And actually, we trained, also to correct this, we trained more than 14,000 people on for platform card and IPAF. So we really were busy. And I was really happy that we also jumped over to Chile and to Panama in our new organization. So yeah, I'm really happy and honored, and thanks for the jury. And again, it was a great effort for my team and a big motivation for them now to get this prize.
Oh, well, look, thank you, Armin, for joining us, and well done to you and all the team. Well done to you and all the team. Truly well deserved. They've been so busy, haven't they, over the last couple of years. Okay, everybody, we move on to our final award in this part of the ceremony, which is the IAPA Innovative Technology Prize, which goes to a significant technical innovation that will advance the industry. Now, the shortlist for this one is from China. We have Dingley for its latest boom lift design. Next, we have Italy's Hinowa for its Telecrawler 13. We saw that on the video, direct electric drive tracked platform chassis. Third in the list is JLG for its mobile control app, allowing operators to move a scissor using their mobile device. And finally, we have Ruthman for its Ampero TBR 250E all-electric truck-mounted platform. And to present the award, we are going to complete our raid on our pool of judges. We're heading to Connecticut in the USA to hook up with the president, not the president of the USA, but nearly as important, the president of IPAF and Senior Vice President of Services and Advanced Solutions at United Rentals, Naughty Turner. Naughty's also, by the way, a downhill skier. This man knows no fear. So this will be a breeze. Over to you, Naughty. Is Naughty short for Norton, or you just born and bred Naughty?
Mark, you nailed it. Exactly right.
Okay, well, look, Naughty, over to you to reveal our winner.
Fantastic. So thank you very much, Mark. I appreciate that. And hello, everybody. I am thrilled to reveal that the IAPA Innovative Technology Prize goes to Hinowa for its Telecrawler 13. Congratulations, guys.
Well, I think you delivered that with gusto, Naughty, and congratulations to Hinowa. And hopefully, we're going to hear now from their companies, Davide Fracca and Zeno Poltroneri. Are you both there? Live, we're hoping Verona in Italy. Well done. Congratulations to the two of you. The IAPA Innovative Technology Award goes to you for all you've done. Now, listen, I know it's been busy for you guys as well. You've got this first lithium-ion telescopic tracked aerial platform equipped with electric drive undercarriage with no hydraulic oil. That doesn't sound possible, but it sounds very impressive.
Yeah. Can you hear us?
We can hear you. We can see you. It's magnificent.
Thanks a lot for this prize. It's really an honor for us to be at this stage, because it's also the first telescopic machine for Hinowa, and it's arranged that we are developing. So this will give us even more trust and confidence to the prototype team, to the engineering team, to follow up with our electrification process of the entire range and to the telescopic boom new range. So thanks a lot.
Can I just, you're Davide, yes?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just checking. And you said Hinova with the kind of, the W with a V, just so we all know for future reference, it's Hinova.
Hinova, yes, correct.
That's so good to know. And I think everybody, because we've said it about 4 different ways today, Davide, and I know that you got married finally to your long-term partner, Giulia, in December. So what does a lockdown wedding look like in Italy?
Unfortunately, no honeymoon yet, but we've been married with all the face masks, and it was a fun experience at the end, because with all this strange year, to close the year in December with something so great. It's a big kick to 2020 to start with another
another big moment in your life.
Yeah.
I better ask you, Davide, what is the bigger moment, getting married to Giulia or winning the IAPA Innovative Technology Award?
That's a different choice. At this moment, I'm not prepared.
I hope Giulia's not watching then. I think it's a very straightforward choice. Anyway, listen, congratulations.
For sure, we have tried to win the IAPAs for many years. Then I'm dating Giulia, so it's something longer than that we tried to win this prize. It was simpler.
That is
it was simpler to get married. To answer your question.
Easier to get your Giulia to say yes than it was to win an IAPA award. So well done, Davide. Well done to Zeno. Well done to all the team there. Congratulations. Give us a wave, everybody. Enjoy the celebrations of this well-deserved award. Give us a wave in the Hinova HQ. Anyway, isn't that great? Now, listen, we've got one more award to announce, the IPAF Access International Lifetime Achievement Award. And we're going to do that, though, after the roundtable discussion on sustainability, which is up next. So sustainability is obviously a hot topic, not least in the access industry. So coming up in this roundtable discussion, 3 industry experts will focus on how equipment and rental services in the access industry are driving the required change in the industry. The roundtable will be compared by the mighty Murray Pollock, the pride of Glasgow, and also a hugely respected tennis player like Peter. He was #1 in his club of 70 people, so perhaps not quite so impressive. And we're going to have a showdown between the two at some point. I'm managing editor, of course, as well of KHL Group's International Rental News. So let me hand over the reins of this truly global get-together to Murray.
Thanks a lot, Mark, and thanks for doing such a great job so far. And congratulations from me to all the award winners and the shortlisted companies. Well done. So we have half an hour now, and we've got a fantastic panel of 3 people. So we have some questions and topics pre-arranged, but it's an opportunity for all of the delegates to ask the things that they want to know. So just because I'm asking questions doesn't mean that you should relax. Please think about the things that you want to ask the panelists. So I'll introduce them now. They don't need an introduction. They're so well known in the industry. We have Carol Heiser, General Manager and Vice President EMEA for JLG Industries. He's representing the OEMs today. And then we have Pierre Bowles, who's CEO of Bowles Rental, of course, in Sittard, the Netherlands. Pierre is also the President of the European Rental Association. And then finally, again, we have Norty Turner, Senior Vice President, Services and Advanced Solutions at United Rentals, obviously also representing the rental sector. So maybe we should start with a general question, and I'll ask you, Pierre, first of all, is the access industry doing enough to be a sustainable industry, do you think?
Well, you know, Bowles is a general rental company, so only 1/3 of our revenue is coming from access rental. So when I look to the access suppliers, the manufacturers, they have a much easier position to make their equipment electric. Actually, 50% of their equipment is already on battery. Yeah. So as a rental company, we see more. It's more difficult job for the earth-moving manufacturers to help us getting the right equipment, the zero-emission equipment for our customers. So I think the access industry is actually in a more easier position than the other manufacturers.
Thanks. In relation to what you're actually doing, apart from investing in electric equipment, are you actually promoting sustainable equipment to your customers? I mean, are you being proactive in that way, or are you following the trend that's already there?
Well, we have just had elections yesterday in the Netherlands, and when you look at the elections, you see that everybody wants to have how you call them wind turbines, yeah, in the Netherlands, but nobody wants them in the backyard, and so that's also with this zero emission of low emission equipment. Everybody wants it, but do they really want to pay for it? Yeah, they are more expensive. Sometimes they're not so efficient. So we talk a lot with customers. What do they really want? So we don't listen to manufacturers what they produce, but we want to talk to our customers. And you see a shift in customers. Is the customer, so we have, for example, in the Netherlands, you have infrastructure, and the infrastructure tenders, they're all done by government. So they are pushing to have projects on zero emission. So when we look to this sector, and they need a lot of earth-moving equipment or generators. Actually, they want generators without an engine. Yeah. When you look to the normal construction sites, like building houses or offices or factories, it's not the government who is the customer. So when they don't push so much. So it's all on who is paying and who wants it. I don't think there will be this green revolution. It will happen. When I look in my history, so 25 years ago, when we bought 100 forklifts, I think 90% was a diesel engine, and now that's the total opposite. So it will shift, but it all depends on does the customer wants to pay and what are the government regulations.
Norty, you've been working both in Europe and North America, so you have a global perspective. Is the industry doing enough, do you think?
Well, I mean, there's obviously a non-optional imperative at stake here, right? So is any industry doing enough? That's I don't know. I don't think so. But we obviously can continue to push and find opportunities to do more. You know, United has laid out, I would say, an ambitious goal for within the industry, reducing our greenhouse gas emissions by 35% by 2030 versus 2018, and just putting that out there as a goal, and hopefully others will follow that. But I think Pierre is right. What will ultimately drive it are the economics behind it. So, you know, and you're really seeing it in the automobile industry. You know, it's really starting to flip. I mean, obviously Tesla's, they were the early adopters, you know, leading the way, but now everybody else is lining up, and they're coming out, and, you know, Volvo making bold statements, you know, entire electric fleet, et cetera, et cetera. And so but what was behind a lot of the electrification of automobiles were government incentives, government-backed incentives. I think we'll need to see similar in the construction industry to then get the economic curve in balance with what the market will pay. And so I think that's necessary because the cost of the electric machines are higher on the front end. So anyway, that's an initial view I have.
It's interesting you say that. Just this week, the UK government reduced its grants for electric vehicles, so rather than increasing them. I saw that United had that environmental stewardship goal, and I saw the 35% fall in emissions. And that was in direct operations, so that's where you have direct responsibility for emissions. I suppose you have a role, especially a company the size of United Rentals, to promote sustainability to your customers. Is that part of the?
Yeah, we term it as scope 1, scope 2, scope 3. Scope 1 is under our direct control. Scope 3 is our customers and our suppliers. So not under our direct control, but under our influence. And so we're evaluating scope 3 and how we will be able to establish goals for that as well. But of course, that it takes more collaboration and also careful measurement, which is what we're working through now. But yeah, I mean, it's we want to approach it from a holistic stance, which is of course the way you must approach it.
Yeah. Carol, I'll come to you in a second, but I just want to follow up on the 35% reduction. I'm sure rental companies listening will be fascinated to know how you actually achieve that. What concrete things are you doing?
Yeah. So, you know, it does start with measurement. You have to be able to measure it. We have scorecards at each branch manager, and we have 1,200 plus locations around the US, Canada, and in Europe. And each branch manager is held accountable to that. We conduct audits. If they're out of compliance, then corrective actions have to be taken. Those kinds of things. But to get more specifics, there's an entire lighting retrofit initiative going on. For example, replacing with LED lighting, diverting waste, I should say, reducing waste that's going to landfill. Something as simple as parts cleaners, replacing all of the parts cleaners with water-based parts cleaners rather than petroleum-based parts cleaners. Simple things like that. But, and then also, how do you recycle your IT equipment? With 19,000 employees, we have a lot of laptops, we have a lot of mobile phones, et cetera, monitors. And you have to dispose of those properly as well, and then also utilize them, extend the life. We have something that's interesting, which also drives better results as well, is our FAST system, which is our logistics system, and it's optimizing deck space on our delivery vehicles. It's optimizing routing for deliveries and pickups, and so then obviously that reduces a lot of our emissions as well. Anyway, Murray, I'll pause. There's other things as well, but you get a flavor.
Yeah, thank you, Carol. Representing the manufacturers on the panel today, from a manufacturing perspective, is the access industry doing enough to develop sustainable products?
I think Pierre already mentioned it, that 50% is electrical already, and I think we already do this for 25 years in the industry. We were very early. We were also very early in the sharing economy by the rental system, but I don't think we do enough, and we are now all going after it because of all the activities. But we have had a quick start, but I think the automotive industry has surpassed us, and we're going to learn a lot from them. And one of the examples, I don't know if people know that our mother company, Oshkosh, has bought a battery company, Microvast, or not bought it, we invested in the company. And the battery part, if you compare us with the automotive industry, is a very important part of the technology where we need to help in the equation that Pierre just mentioned, that are we willing to pay for it? We need to find out how we can make it as efficient possible, the kilowatt hours that you need and the dollars that you need to pay for it. So it's very important that we focus on that. With that investment in that company and other things that we're doing, even in the Oshkosh sense, looking at electrical vehicles, is very important for us to find out a way and to drive that part of the whole technology in a better way.
I know obviously that a large proportion of access machines are already electric, the smaller machines, but I suppose the electric will encroach into the higher sizes, the larger scissors, the larger booms. How high can you go realistically before you really need to have a combustion engine in the machine?
Yeah, if you would take our largest machine, the 1850, that will take a while before that will be full electric. But we are quickly going towards that product, and we need to look at, of course, always to the safety equation, because that's where we are for in the industry. And then look at, okay, how can you get to the electrical? You need to take weight out, but you still need weight for the safety. You need to do other things. We see this happening over time. There are some demands from the industry to have 100% electric portfolio. And the bigger machines will be the ultimate challenge.
And will the Microvast investment be important there? What do they bring that the battery companies you're dealing with before didn't have?
Well, we looked at, this is an Oshkosh investment. So we looked at a broader sense of industry. So we did not look only at the access industry. We looked at the other parts. For those that don't know Oshkosh that well, we have a defense department, we have a fire truck department, and the commercial department. And we just won a postal office, the US postal tender for electric machines for that branch. So we have broader electric eye on things. So that specific investment was for the broader Oshkosh company, but we will learn, all business units, a lot from how to manage batteries efficiently.
Before I move back to Norty and Pierre, Carol, can you give us an insight into the customer behavior, rental company behavior in terms of the demand for new types of machine, electric versions of machines that were previously diesel? Where are you, I mean, obviously Scandinavia is where you'd expect to have seen a lot of that demand historically, but are you seeing that everywhere now?
Yeah, it's interesting because if you look at globally, if in China, the government is really forcing it by giving penalties if you don't come with electrical solutions. In Europe, I think the awareness is much, and you mentioned just the Scandinavian, we all know Greta. The awareness in Europe is much bigger, and the US is kind of following. But we now also find out that the US is very interested in demanding electrical solutions also. But the demand has never been as large. So we have enough work to do to catch up with the demand on the electrical question, or the need, really.
And Norty and Pierre, I'll ask you first, Pierre, and I don't want to embarrass Carol, I'm not referring to JLG in this question, but I'm wondering, from your perspective, are the manufacturers doing enough to develop these new kind of products? Is it you that's pushing them, or are they alongside doing what you want to do at the same time?
Well, I had a discussion with my fleet director recently, and he doesn't see any issues with the access industry. But like I mentioned before, the other manufacturers in earth-moving air compressors, they all have a product on electric, but it's not in huge production lines. Yeah, sometimes they only produce 5% on this just to have it. And to be honest, some of the rental companies, maybe they have 10,000 diggers and they have 25 electric, and they make a lot of noise about those 25, yeah, but that's not changing. So it's actually the demand. So you can buy it, but when the customer does not really want to use it, yeah, only because it's really necessary. And what we see is that cities, they are drivers now, like Amsterdam, Oslo, Paris. They just say, this is what we want. So we will need more of this kind of equipment. But honestly, I don't see the problem with the access industry. They just have an advantage that their product is actually ideal to work on battery.
Yeah, Norty, you're happy with the way that manufacturers are addressing this issue?
Echo Pierre's thoughts in the access industry. You know, it is the nature of the product is it's not necessarily a production machine. It's just to get you up, and then you can even turn the machine off. But when you get into earth moving, can the machine actually hold a charge as it's digging all day and all the way throughout the day? And right now, no. So in the access industry, I'd say yeah, and they continue to electrify across their range. So it's good, but there's quite a bit more to do when you get outside of access.
Yeah.
So the question was less embarrassing than you suggested.
Yes, it wasn't embarrassing at all. It was very.
We will keep on working on it though. We have much to do.
Yeah, it was very positive. Norty, obviously working in North America, you know exactly how US contractors are viewing those issues. It would be interesting to hear what their thinking is.
Yeah.
Are they becoming more progressive in this area?
Yeah, and some are more progressive than others. So you also find that, and there's definitely some that are pushing us, that that are wanting to understand how we can have a lower carbon footprint, and how and what machines that we can bring forward to them. So there's always the early adopters, and there's always the curve, and our feeling or our experience is that it's growing, it's more and more, and then of course if you're talking about government customers and even some power and utility customers that we have, they're even further along the curve. And they're pushing even more, and they're utilizing electric van or shuttling employees back and forth, and they're utilizing electric earth moving, those kinds of things. So it depends on which vertical, which segment you're talking about.
Yeah. Questions come in actually about offsetting carbon footprint. In fact, there was a rental company this week, Lotsam Hune, Lotsam's subsidiary in Spain, was claiming to be one of the first carbon neutral rental companies in the world by virtue of carbon offsetting. Is that something that United and Bowles have considered, Pierre?
Excuse me, what did you do exactly?
Carbon offsetting, where you offset.
Okay, I know. Okay, you buy some carbon tickets in China or something.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not in my. I'm not busy with that. I don't think I have my personal opinion about that, but it's all about customers. Again, even you have customers like Norty says that they are bringing their carbon footprint down. but sometimes it's the driver can be investors, it can be banks, it can be customers who want to use suppliers who worry about this, yeah, and so that the drivers come from everywhere. So it could be that the choice of Loxam France is also done because of they are supplying a lot of customers who demand this, yeah. So it can come from all kind of directions. So when I started with it, it's irreversible, this green shift. It comes from all kind of directions, and I hope that the manufacturers can keep up with developing. Yeah, there will come a lot of worries when I talk to my fleet management and they talk about batteries. Yeah, once again, the access industry and batteries, I think it's easy. Maybe Carl said it's not easy, but it's. If you have vibration rollers and customers said I want them full electric, yeah, because that's the only way I can win the tender. Yeah, it's quite a challenge for companies like Wacker and Bomach. Yeah, but we will speak again in 10 years, and then I think the world looks totally different on this direction.
Norte, carbon offsetting.
So, as I mentioned, we've laid out our objectives, our goal of reduction by 35% by 2030, and we're also, as I said, we're evaluating the scope 3 and how we can impact that even more. I'm standing by my statement. That's what we're busy with now.
Okay. There's a lot of talk about the circular economy, and there's an argument commonly used in rental circles that rental lends itself to that shift. You're maximizing the use of assets. Is that an argument that you can use with customers, Pierre and Norte? Is it something that they understand and take seriously, the concept of the circular economy and rental?
Yeah, I think it's quite a topic at the ERA, and we produced we call it the CO2 calculator for our customers and our members to use. Actually introduced last week. I tried it, works very, very well. So I believe that rental is very sustainable. You supply the customer with the right equipment. You supply very often logistics is quite a bit on the carbon impact. So rental companies are very often close to the site where customers need it. Then the time utilization of our equipment is much higher than if a customer buys the equipment just to own it and it doesn't has a big use. So sharing, that works. On the other hand, there are also a lot of very productive end users who have the same time utilization as us, because the biggest impact when I try this calculator is actually the energy. Yeah? The using the equipment, that's the biggest impact. Yeah? But I recommend everybody download that carbon footprint calculator of the ERA and try it. And it's very easy to use for our customers, and they need it very often. They have to do it. They have to calculate it in their tenders. So once again, I think rental is very sustainable, and a lot of customers recognize that.
So you're actually using the ERA CO2 calculator with your customers, and you're having success.
Yeah. When we talk to customers, they really have this issue, and to calculate this, and that makes it's so simple. Actually, I was a bit embarrassed. Is it this? Yeah, but it works. Yeah, and we will keep working on it and make it more sophisticated. And I'm honestly, I was a little bit against it when Michel introduced it, but I'm very happy with it. I'm very proud that the ERA produced this tool.
Yeah, I think it is free, as you say, and it's available from the ERA website, erarental.org. Also, there's you can access it through the International Rental News website, just to give ourselves a plug. Norty, that tool has been developed in Europe, but have you seen it, or would you use it? And that the question also of the circular economy, does that play with your customers?
Yeah, I've seen the tool. Even though I'm now living in North America, I still have those strong European ties. Certainly I've gone on and seen the tool. Our Vice President of National Accounts has seen it and is very, very interested in it. In terms of circular economy, shared utilization of existing products, it just naturally means lower material consumption. I mean, you can imagine if there were no rental industry and every single construction equipment machine had to be produced, in the increase of emissions based on the manufacturing of that and all of the increased pollutants, et cetera. So absolutely, we are a huge proponent, our industry, of the circular economy and a facilitator of the circular economy, for sure.
Carol, obviously, the end-of-life strategies for machines is incredibly important for rental companies and also for manufacturers. Does the introduction of new technologies, does it complicate the end-of-life strategy, disposal of batteries or replacement of batteries in a way that you might refurbish a diesel engine? Is it as straightforward?
It's a very difficult part, and I mentioned the batteries before as the key to the technology to go further. Also, this part, of course, the batteries are becoming better. So we have a new line that we introduced, batteries that actually will last for many, many years. And after 10 years, they still have 80% of their capacity. So they will stay longer in life. But we are indeed discussing with our partner, Microvest, also in how to handle that and how to recycle the batteries. But if you look at it, and the way they introduce it and make them better, it will be easier to reuse them on other products.
We have a question that's come in, and I'll open it to whoever would like to answer. Are you looking at more ways outside of equipment, such as electric delivery fleets, eliminating waste? Norty, you touched on that a little at the beginning, but is there any, I think the transport of equipment is a big issue, isn't it, in terms of carbon emissions?
Yeah, 77% of our own carbon footprint is tied to delivery vehicles, sales vehicles, service vehicles, and so we're tracking drivers' idle time, for example, and as I mentioned, our FAST system, which stands for Field Automation Systems Technology. Of course, we give a shortening to that, but getting much more optimal on that. But then I imagine as the economics come in, we're going to be evaluating those vehicles and the electrification of that fleet as well. But it's getting to where the economics will work also, and of course it gets better and better every year along those lines. So there's quite a lot that you can do that.
Yeah.
We are in the middle of starting a cooperation with several companies in Amsterdam to do the logistics together. It's the Amazons, but also the construction companies who bring construction materials. We as a rental company, and that we share the transport. All the trucks will be electric. We even use the canals of Amsterdam with electric ships to bring it to the middle of the city. We work together with the city of Amsterdam. to start and to bring the new projects. The Dutch government wants to build carbon neutral, and then building the building process is one of the biggest parts, and the logistics is a huge part. So we have projects, but this is Amsterdam. Don't ask for it on the countryside. They don't care so much, and it's also per country. In Germany, I don't see the questions on this. It's very often the cities. Yeah. Sorry.
You know, we're almost at the end of our time. I just want to end with a question for all of you. We've all been living through this pandemic. It's going to impact on business and our lives for many years in ways that we're not even sure. I'm wondering, this will push towards the green economy and sustainability. Will it be pushed and encouraged by what's happened, or because businesses has been disrupted and maybe cash is short, will it hinder the development of new technologies? Carl?
Yeah, in general sense, during the COVID period and the whole pandemic, we have not stopped investing in looking at the broader sense of sustainability. So I mentioned the investment in the battery company. We've also invested in a wind farm. We put money in that part to look at how that can help. We look at a lot of targets that Nordi also mentioned for 2025 to get to that part. We're not going to slow that down. So we don't see that as a reason to. We do see, of course, the demand went down during of our customers less investing during the period of COVID, but that should not make us stop looking at these inventions or the technology for the future.
Thank you. Norti?
Yeah, you know, an obvious one, business travel will certainly never be the same. No way. I think this event these types of events, they will be in person once we get past COVID. But for a company to take a bunch of managers and all travel to one hotel to sit in a hotel room all day, that might not be as often. You know, obviously, traveling into the field and they're close with the agency and branch employees, that's critical. Getting in front of customers, that's critical. But an obvious one is that business travel will never be the same. I also don't think that COVID has negatively impacted the investment in sustainability. As I mentioned before, it's a non-option. You know, we as a society, as a global population, we've got to get this done. There's no alternative here. So it will certainly keep rolling, the investment in going down this path for sure.
That's good to hear. Yeah, impact of the pandemic.
Yeah, well, going green is irreversible, so that will not change. The pandemic will. The only impact is that a lot of rental companies brought their capex down last year, but we see demand already growing, and everybody is preparing for when everybody is vaccinated. Yeah, and I agree with Norti that traveling will be different. But on the other hand, I would really like to meet people again. Yeah? And I think within 2-3 years, the planes are full again. Yeah? That's my opinion. Yeah, but that will not say that maybe in 20 years we will have very efficient planes. Yeah, maybe electric planes. So going green, that is irreversible. But meeting each other, to want to meet each other, that's also irreversible.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Well, hopefully we'll all be meeting together at this event next year. So I'd like to thank Carol, Norty, and Pierre for your time. That was really interesting and useful, an important subject, and I think you did it justice. So thank you, three of you, very much. And I'll hand back to Mark. Mark, over to you.
Thank you, Murray, and thanks to all the panel. I think I speak on behalf of all us listening. That was absolutely fascinating. So thank you also to Pierre, Carol, and Norty. What an interesting half hour. Well, that brings us near to the end of this combined IAPA Awards and IPAF Summit, but we have one more, a very important award to announce, and that is the IPAF and Access International Lifetime Achievement Award. And to tell us who is the recipient, I'm going to hand back over to the MD and CEO of IPAF, Peter Douglas. All yours, Peter.
Thanks again, Matt. Before I announce the winner of the Lifetime Achievement Award, I do want to just, and I think I'm uniquely qualified to say this. I agree with Malcolm Bauer's wife. He is a particularly miserable specimen for a Yorkshireman. And speaking as a fellow Yorkshireman, I don't think I am, but no, I will now discuss the Lifetime Achievement Award. I'm really honoured and privileged to be able to present this award. So it's really difficult to probably do it justice virtually. So I'm going to tell you who the recipient of the award is, then I'm going to speak about their career. So I'm delighted to announce that the winner of the Lifetime Achievement Award is Roger Wickens. In May 2019, the powered access industry sadly lost a veteran. And one of life's true gentlemen, as Roger passed away following a courageous 17-month battle with cancer. He leaves an impressive legacy behind, both within the powered access industry as a whole and to those that were fortunate enough to know him personally. Roger started his career as a trainee mechanic in 1972 and soon got into plant as a forklift service engineer in 1977, where he stayed until the law of powered access got him. He joined Scott Greenham Access in 1983 and progressed to the position of service manager by 1987. Roger joined Nationwide Platforms in 1989 as national service manager, based in Scunthorpe, with a fleet of just 200 machines. Over the years, he worked with Nationwide Platforms to grow the business and fleet to what it is today, and I think in the UK, around 13,000 machines. As the then Lavenden Group grew, Roger played a major part in opening depots in new countries, including Dubai, Germany, Spain, Hong Kong, and France, which led him to his final role of the Powered Access Division Group Technical Manager based in Lutterworth, Leicestershire. He was actively involved with IPAF, and in recent years, he joined the European Rental Association's Technical Committee to reflect the group's European business units there, but larger representation following the group's acquisition by French-owned Loxam in 2017. Roger's working relationship with the likes of JLG, Genie, Skyjack, Bronto, and others saw his direct input contribute to the improvement in quality and reliability of machines across the decades for all. Roger provided guidance for all manufacturers he collaborated with on matters such as secondary guarding on booms, fleet management solutions, parts supply, environmental requirements, or complex MPD processes. In the submission, several manufacturers quoted that Roger had really pushed them to improve and professionalise for the good of all. Now, I knew Roger personally for my whole 27-year career with Nationwide, and would simply say he was a lucky guy. He spent the whole time I knew him in the perfect role for him, a job that he loved, in an industry that he loved, and he made a huge impact, not just for Nationwide, but for the whole powered access industry. Now, Roger's wife, Anne, is not available on camera this evening, but she has asked me to accept the award on her behalf, and I have agreed to meet up with her and present the award in person when it is safe to do so. But Anne has sent a note in that she would like me to read out, so if I may. It is a privilege and an honour to accept this award on Roger's behalf. It's a tragedy that he is no longer with us and able to accept the award himself, although I'm sure he would shake his head in bewilderment and say he was just doing his job. Roger spent his entire working life in the field of engineering, with his final 30 years or so spent working in the power access industry. To say he loved his work would be an understatement. It was his passion, and he would greet each new working day with enthusiasm for what the day would hold. He was the go-to person for so many people, and I was always amazed at the huge amount of technical knowledge and know-how stored in his mind, which he readily shared with others. Nothing was ever too much trouble for him. Roger's passion for power access also became his hobby, and over the 21.5 years we were together, he amassed an enormous collection of power access scale models. Even up until a couple of weeks before he died, he was still using a well-known auction site to bid on and win models from all around the world. His collection remains intact today, albeit the cabinets are a little overcrowded. So I will make room in them to display this award in recognition of his unwavering commitment to the power access industry as a whole and everything he achieved. A lifetime's work well done. So each and every one of the judges, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And Wickens. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Peter. Roger was clearly a very deserving recipient of the award and obviously very much loved by family, friends and colleagues. Roger Wickens, this year's Lifetime Achievement Award winner. Okay, we are getting close to the end of the formal part of this global gathering, but remember, still to come, we've got CMC's prize draw. It could be you, so hang in there, followed by the networking session, which is very important, 45 minutes dedicated to that at the end of the meeting. So I'll be back to do the prize draw and wrap things up after a few words from Peter again and Ewan Udale, the editor, of course, of Access International. And I think they might have some news on next year's summit and IAPA awards.
Yes, that's right. Well, I'll leave that to Peter. Thanks, Mark, and he can explain that in a minute. But first of all, I'd like to thank you, Mark, on behalf of Access International and IPAF for doing such an outstanding job. If we were here in a physical conference room right now, no doubt you will be hearing the applause from hundreds of people. So I'm sorry that you will be able not be able to see that, and you'll just have to leave that to your imagination. But thank you again. I'd also like to thank the industry for supporting the IAPAs. Every year, the awards attract a great response, and the 130 entries we received for this edition was one of the best ever. And that leads me to our fantastic 5 judges who put so much time and effort into going through all the entries. I know they had some very difficult decisions to make, and I would like to repeat our thanks to them. And as you know, we chose to stick to the awards shortlist that was first announced last year. That means for the 2022 event, companies wishing to enter will effectively be able to pick from 2 years of new products or innovations. So if you were frustrated at not being able to showcase a product that you launched last year, we are sorry, but you will be able to put that right in the 2022 awards. So talking about the 2022 awards event, I would like to hand over to Peter, who does have some information on that subject. Peter, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Ewan. I echo your remarks, and before I reveal the date and venue for our 2022 summit, I'd just like to thank all the staff from KHL and from IPAF for making this a fantastic event. A lot of work, but I think everybody would agree well worth it. I would also like to repeat our thanks to our sponsors, our headline sponsor, CMC, our gold sponsors, Boom, Track Unit and ZTR, our Network Break video sponsor, Hinoa, and our Supporter Plus sponsors, Alimac and EMA. Thank you. So on to 2022, when we'll finally get a chance to have a gather in person. I'm absolutely delighted to reveal that the 2022 Summit and IAPA Awards will be held in London. Please watch out on IPAF and Access International's websites for award deadlines and updates on the event. Thank you all again from me and Ewan, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening and the networking. Now I'll hand back to Mark to announce the prize draw. Mark.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Ewan. I'm sure there weren't ripples of applause around the world for my shambolic input into this gathering, but I've loved being here. And I'm sure you're all looking forward to London 22. That will be the best yet, I've no doubt. Now we, as you said, have the CMC prize draw winner to announce. And to do that, we're going to bring back onto the main stage the export sales manager of our headline sponsor, CMC. So Alessandro Mastrogiacomo, welcome back. And I'm looking forward to you telling us what the prize is and who's won it.
Thank you, Mark. As I said, we are glad to be the headline sponsor this year. Hopefully we will meet shortly in person, everybody. I hope sooner than 2022, of course. Well, the prize is a 5 days trip to Italy, including a 2 days tour of our company, so CMC facilities in Italy, and a 5-star weekend in a city of your choice for 2 persons. The winner of the prize is Glenn Ridley from Loxham.
Wow, you've just made someone extremely happy, Alessandro. I wish we could have Glyn on the line, but Glyn Briley from Loxham, you just got a 5-day trip to Italy and a trip round the CMC site as well. I mean, that is a properly lovely prize. Alessandro, thank you very much to you. And of course, reiterating all the words that Peter said and Ewan said, thank you for your headline sponsorship of this event today.
Oh, thanks to you. And of course, everybody in this meeting is invited to visit our factory, and everybody will be our guest, of course.
Okay, we're all on our way. That's 800/1,000 people on their way to your site. So you're going to be busy. Listen, thanks, Alessandro. That's great stuff. And well done to Glyn. Really enjoy that trip to Italy. Okay, well, that brings us to the end of formal proceedings for today's meeting and awards, but don't hit the power off button yet, or the sign out button yet. Don't go and have a bath. Don't go and take off your pajamas if you're starting your day wherever you are, because I'm sure you've worked out that we've got the 45 minutes prime networking time to come. I'm sure you've worked out how to do that. Use the chat and video call options. Do go and have a route around this platform site. It's all there. I know you probably worked out how to do it now. Make the most of this opportunity. And in response to a few of your questions, whether you can see the presentations again, you can. You can see this whole thing on demand if you want, but also the team are going to add the presentations to the IAPA website. So look out for those presentations on the website. Well done again to all of you who made the shortlist for the awards, and especially well done to all of you who emerged from those very strong shortlists as the winners of the awards. And of course, I think it was very poignant to remember and acknowledge the phenomenal contribution of Roger Wickens who made that to this industry. It's been an enormous pleasure to have been here to see and hear about all the progress and innovations you're making in this great industry of yours. I'll be dreaming of powered access machines tonight. There's no doubt about that. Have a great year. Keep up the good work you're doing. Keep the fingers firmly crossed that you'll all be together again in person in the not too distant future. That big edge of the rainbow looks like it's heading to London in 2022, which is fantastic. Don't forget, networking is key, but we're going to leave you with that extended video of all the amazing things you've all been up to during the pandemic. But get networking, and goodbye.
particular, fue un año único y muy especial, donde hubo muchos desafíos, pero donde afortunadamente fue un año de muchos crecimientos para AeroRental. Y dentro de esos desafíos creo que el más importante es que nos puso a pensar todo el año en las personas y en sus familias.
Now we're going to a disinfectant. This is a platform controller. Now I'm disinfecting the ground controller.
Brick by brick, step by step, together we will paint our future. A future they won't forget. We outline our obstacles, ensure that there's no space for emptiness. You are not alone. Together, fear is not what we project. Our frontliners with coats like capes and caps like crowns. The sound of applause as you save our towns. Some of us have crossed oceans, crossed languages and found home. Our heroes in gowns. Amongst mixed messages and disproportionate statistics, we must unite. But it's you that lead us onto the battleground, and it's you that leads this fight. Understand you are not alone. Key workers opening doors with essential hellos, unlocking a portion of normality. Your efforts echo. We hear you. We see you. Together, we grow. Businesses braving what this storm throws. Carers smiling through their sleeplessness as they step into the unknown. The drivers ensuring our journey continues when they're not at home. The teachers, seekers of knowledge, feeding our young minds growth. Please know, 1,000 thank yous can't cover your courage. Each of you have made your mark. 1,000 thank yous aren't enough, because your power is art. The way it inspires, the way that it sparks. Cover our city in your colors, and let our energy march. Over this wall, we see light beyond the dark. If we fight together, the future is ours. This virus won't hold us down. We will not look back in tremor. Our city center cannot be taken, because the heart of Burundi is forever.
Bonjour, Danny.
Hey, bonjour, Luc.
Salut, comment ça va?
Ça va bien?
Je vais juste faire une petite introduction en anglais pour te présenter.
Oui.
Et puis après ça, je vais t'expliquer un petit peu ce qu'on fait. So what I'm telling Danny right now, first of all, this is Danny Tremblay from Location Equipment Maximum in Alma, Quebec. He's a loyal customer of Skyjack. My name is Luc Bourbinger. I'm the territory manager for Quebec and the Maritimes for Skyjack. And what I'm going to be asking, explaining to Danny is the following. I'll just talk to him a little bit in French first. Moi, Danny, ce que je voulais t'expliquer, c'est que, comme tu sais, l'été passé, on avait un concours. Et puis, vous autres, ce que vous avez fait, vous avez pris un Skyjack, vous avez prêté un Skyjack à M. Racine pour aller voir son épouse dans un CHSLD à l'étage, et puis durant la pandémie. Et puis, ce qu'on a fait, on a mis votre nom comme étant une compagnie qui était... Ce qu'on a fait, c'est qu'on a fait une organisation, un genre de concours qui s'appelle We Rise. Et puis, vous avez gagné le premier prix.
Oh, yeah!
Le premier prix de l'Amérique du Nord.
OK, Amérique du Nord en plus.
Ouais.
Vraiment.
Alors, et puis, le premier prix, c'est un Skyjack flambant neuf, 32,19.
Ah oui! Un vrai Skyjack.
Ouais.
Un peu plus gros que celui-là, Luc?
Oui, exactement. Je voulais te féliciter. Comme de raison, vous avez le choix. Soit vous prenez le 32,19 ou vous prenez l'équivalent en argent que vous pouvez remettre à une association de bienvenance. Alors, vous avez jusqu'au 1er mars pour décider.
Oui.
Et puis, félicitations encore une fois. Je vais juste dire une couple de mots en anglais. So, Danny, I did explain to the customer, to Danny here, that he just won a 3219 Skyjack, the #1 prize for Skyjack, the campaign We Rise for North America. So he's very happy about that. Do you have any questions for him?
No, just congratulations, and we really appreciated the story that you submitted about submitting the 3219, so that gentleman was able to visit his wife in the long-term care home, and I think that really touched a lot of people, and we got together and we voted, and we thought that was just a great story, so we wanted to reward you for giving back to the community.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Elle dit qu'elle était très contente de... Ils ont évalué comme de raison toutes les candidatures, puis c'est vous autres, avec votre histoire, ça les a touchés énormément.
Oui, c'est vraiment M. Racine qui nous a touchés, je pense, parce que c'est vraiment une histoire là, vraiment incroyable, d'amour.
C'est ça, exactement. Je vous remercie encore une fois d'avoir participé. Félicitations encore une fois.
Hey, merci beaucoup. Merci Skyjack.
Merci.
Okay, so introductions all around. Everybody has already met a bit. So we do have Star Platform's Joint Managing Directors, Richard Miller and Steve Simmons here with us, along with their Marketing Manager, Nicola Howard. So as you do know, we hosted a We Rise campaign from June 2020 to February 2021. And so it was highlighting positive stories about how the access industry was helping the communities around them throughout the pandemic. We had a number of submissions come in from across the globe, and Star Platforms and the community efforts that you either spearheaded or participated in really stood out. So when our team at Skyjack got together to review the submissions, which were all amazing stories, we voted to provide Star Platforms with something to recognize you and your commitment to the community.
Ah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And so our vote was that you win first prize.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Wow.
And so it just so happens first prize is a brand new SJ3219 scissor lift.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah. So we had such high value submissions come in again from across the globe. So we decided on 2 first prize winners. So we have a winner from the Americas, and then we voted on Star Platforms being our winner for the EMEA and rest of world regions. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Danita.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you, guys.
So which, Danita, which was it one particular story that you felt gave us the prize, or all of them together?
There were a number of them. So the story with the mural highlighting, the frontline support workers as superheroes, that one was great, and that was there was a scissor lift donation involved in there. And then the Romford Cemetery decoration one, that one touched a lot of people. And so we do have that one published on our website now, like such a just great submissions all around. And so that's the reason why we had chosen you for first prize.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you do have a choice. We're not putting you on the spot. You don't have to decide now. And so you have a choice of either taking the brand new scissor lift,
yeah,
or donating its equivalent cash value to a charity of your choice. So you do have some time to decide, but please let us know by March 1st.
Okay. No, we'll go away and deliberate that. It's a wonderful prize, and we're I think I speak for all, we're thrilled and delighted to be awarded it. As you know, we're very closely partnered with Skyjack, been a big supplier and a big part of Star Platform's success over the years. The fleet that we run, predominantly Skyjacks. So it's good to come from you guys as a partner of ours, and I think it's fair to say that we're chuffed with that. That's great news. Made my day, my week.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
No, we're happy to provide it, and we really appreciate again all of the submissions, and we think you're doing an amazing job with the community efforts that you put forward.
Brilliant.
particular, fue un año único y muy especial, donde hubo muchos desafíos, pero donde afortunadamente fue un año de muchos crecimientos para AeroRental. Y dentro de esos desafíos creo que el más importante es que nos puso a pensar todo el año en las personas y en sus familias.
Now we're going to a disinfectant. This is a platform controller. Now I'm disinfecting the ground controller.
Brick by brick, step by step, together we will paint our future. A future they won't forget. We outline our obstacles, ensure that there's no space for emptiness. You are not alone. Together, fear is not what we project. Our frontliners with coats like capes and caps like crowns. The sound of applause as you save our towns. Some of us have crossed oceans, crossed languages and found home. Our heroes in gowns. Amongst mixed messages and disproportionate statistics, we must unite. But it's you that lead us onto the battleground, and it's you that leads this fight. Understand you are not alone. Key workers opening doors with essential hellos, unlocking a portion of normality. Your efforts echo. We hear you. We see you. Together, we grow. Businesses braving what this storm throws. Carers smiling through their sleeplessness as they step into the unknown. The drivers ensuring our journey continues when they're not at home. The teachers, seekers of knowledge, feeding our young minds growth. Please know, 1,000 thank yous can't cover your courage. Each of you have made your mark. 1,000 thank yous aren't enough, because your power is art. The way it inspires, the way that it sparks. Cover our city in your colors and let our energy march. Over this wall, we see light beyond the dark. If we fight together, the future is ours. This virus won't hold us down. We will not look back in tremor. Our city center cannot be taken because the heart of Burundi is forever.